your changes and corrections, and also your wagering possibilities. As far as wagering, there'll only be one daily double, and that'll be on races 1 and 2. All other races, there'll be win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta. All other races, win, place, show, exacta, and trifecta. Now to the changes. Turn to race 1. Race 1, number 2, 2 OB hot flags. Change the driver to Travis Seekman. Travis Seekman will drive number 2, 2 OB hot flags. Number 3, Royal Time. Change the driver to Pierce Henry. Pierce Henry will drive number 3, Royal Time. Turn to race 2. Race 2, King on Campus. Change the driver to Sam Widger. Sam Widger will drive number 2, King on Campus. Turn to race 3. Race 3, number 1, Dublin Sydney. Change the driver to Pierce Henry. Pierce Henry will drive number 1, Dublin Sydney. Turn to race 4. Race 4, number 2, Lover's Waltz. Change the driver to Sam Widger. Sam Widger will drive number 2, Lover's Waltz. Turn to race 5. Note in race 5, number 2, Pete's Buddy. It's the first time on Lasix. First time on Lasix for number 2, Pete's Buddy. There are no changes in race 6. Turn to race 7. Race 7, you may scratch the number 3 horse, okay, one more, personal. Scratch the number 3 horse, okay, one more, personal. Number 4, Hunt Club, change the driver to Greg Bateson. Greg Bateson will drive number 4, Hunt Club. There are no, excuse me, turn to race 8. Race 8, number 2, Pink Lily, make the driver Sam Widger. Sam Widger will drive number 2, Pink Lily. Number 4, Fearful Ginger, make the driver Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will drive number 4, Fearful Ginger. There are no changes in race 9. There are no changes in race 10. And there are no changes in race 11. Again, remind you that the program that was rained out yesterday will be made up Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. Yesterday's program will be made up on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand for the playing of our national anthem?
Good afternoon, racing fans, and welcome to the Wood County Fair here in Bowling Green, Ohio. Beautiful Bowling Green, Ohio. Steve Bateson, Matt Clark, myself, Susan Schroeder, going to bring you 11 races this afternoon. Track looks great.
You couldn't have scripted a nicer day than what we have today. Wasn't quite that way yesterday, but very nice day, picture perfect. We're going to go right into the post parade for the first race. 2-year-old filly trotters. This will be Bill Peters.
Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 2 is 2OB Hot Flash, owned by Kathy and Dennis Petty of Anderson, Indiana, trained by Justin White, the driver Travis Seekman. Number 3 is Royal Time, owned by Bruce Walls of Greenville, Ohio, Gina Bullman of Westerville, Ohio, trained by Dalton Walls, the driver Pierce Hendrick. Number 4 is Doc's Last Wish, owned by Rosie Weaver of Big City, Ohio, Marion Beachy of Sugar Creek, Ohio, David Cherry of Bucyrus, Ohio, Garth Wilson, and Roger Houston of Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, trained and driven by Rosie Weaver. Number 5 is Mariah's Power, owned and trained and driven by Tom Moore Jr. of Napoleon. Number 6 is Scotia ATM, owned by the Land Stables Incorporated, making the land of Woodstock, Ohio, Richard Freeze of Northfield, Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan.
So there is your field for race number 1. We've got 65 horses today, 33 separate trainers, and we got a couple trainers. Herman Hagerman's got 8 in. Hank Levan and Rosie Weaver each have 6, so they're going to be really busy.
They came in with pretty big trailers, and they'll be busy all day long, that's for darn sure. We
Plan to warm up after race 1. Have your horse ready to go on the track when the horses for this race are going off.
Bill is a little overpowering, but yeah, yesterday was the opening day of the fair, and with the opening ceremonies, that parade I think started at 5, and there just wasn't going to be enough time to get the track ready, and they made a decision very early yesterday to cancel, which I think was a good call because the track looks really good today, and I think it's saved a lot of people coming all the way up here and then not having good track conditions.
Yeah, it was a good idea, that's for sure, to cancel them early. So let's take a little look at the horses in this race. From the rail, we've got Guardian Queen with Emmanuel Miller for Herman Hagerman. Hagerman Racing coming off a 3-win streak, one at Painesville, Bucyrus, and Oak Harbor. Fastest of those was had a qualifier earlier in the year at Scioto in 1:59 and 4. This is a Guardian Angel out of a Chapter 7 mare.
2-horse is 2OB Hot Flash, trained by Justin White. This 2-year-old Volstead, driven today by not Joe Seekman, it's
Travis.
Travis Seekman would be Joe's son. Anderson, Indiana will be driving. 4 starts on the year, 1 win. It's made $3,173. It took a win at Bell Fountain in 2:11.
Royal Time and Pierce Henry from the 3-hole for trainer Dalton Walls, Bruce Walls, and Gina Bookman, the owners. This is an in-range filly of an RC Royalty mare, Pure Royal, purchased at the Buckeye Blooded Horse sale for $7,700. Has 3 wins on the year, the fastest of those at Wilmington, 2, 3, and 3.
The 4-horse, Doc's Last Wish. Rosie Weaver trains. Rosie Weaver will drive. This 2-year-old Triumphant Caviar makes its 5th start. 4 starts so far this year, no firsts, no seconds, no thirds, made $651. Did win a qualifier at Delaware in 2:03.
From the 5-hole, Mariah's Power and Tom Moore Jr., who is also the trainer and the owner. This is a Marseille filly out of a Swan for All mare, Powerful Swan. Purchased at the Buckeye Classic sale for $7,500. Had a second last week at Tiffin. Was first place second because he went inside the pylons around the last turn.
The 6-horse is Scotia ATM, driven by Hank Levan, trained by Hank Levan. This Centura ATM 2-year-old filly will be making its 4th start. It's had 3 starts on the year, no wins, no seconds, no thirds. Did win a qualifier at Delaware in 2:04 and 4. It's made $1,183. Last start, it made a break at Marysville. The horses are picking up the starting gate on the back, and we'll point out again, as we will throughout the day, we've got a camera on the inside grandstand, and that'll pick up the view from inside, because here in the grandstand where Susan and I, we cannot see the backside. The grandstand that is here for the tractor pull blocks it. So we do have closed circuit TV that we can watch, and how they progress down the backside. So getting ready to kick off the 2026 Wood County Fair. They're at the head of the stretch. Here's the call with Bill Peters.
There they come. They are off and running. The first horse away is Royal Time. Down the rail second, that's 2 OHHA Place. On the outside third is Mariah's Power. In their fourth is Scotia ATM. Fifth is Guardian Queen. And the last horse is Doc's Last Wish. As they make the turn now, to head down the backside of the race over toward that quarter mile mark. Here's Henry, has Royal Time on top by 2 lengths. On the outside second is Mariah's Power, driven by Tom Moore Jr. At the rail third is 2 OHHA Place, driven by Travis Siegman. Fourth is Scotia ATM, driven by Hank Levan. Fifth is Guardian Queen, driven by Emmanuel Miller. The last horse, Doc's Last Wish, driven by Rosie Weaver. First quarter trotted in 31 1/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, come down past the stands for the first time. That's still Royal Time with the lead. On the outside second, pouring on the pressure is Mariah's Power. At the rail third is 2 OHHA Place. Closing in a bit, we got fourth now is Scotia ATM. Then comes Guardian Queen and Doc's Last Wish. Mariah's Power now goes off stride. That's still Royal Time with the lead. Picking over second now is 2 OHHA Place. Scotia ATM up third and racing into fourth, Mariah's Power. First half trotted in 1:02 and 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Royal Time. The closest horse second is 2 OHHA Place. Third is Scotia ATM. Racing fourth is Guardian Queen. Mariah's Power is fifth, and Doc's Last Wish trails. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark, Hank Levan is out and on the move with Scotia ATM. That's still Royal Time with the lead. Scotia ATM now trots up second. Back to third is 2 OHHA Place, and then comes Guardian Queen fourth. 3/4 trotted in 1:35 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for Painters. That's still Royal Time with the lead. Racing in there second, that's Scotia ATM with 2 OHHA Place third. As they race through the lane, that's Royal Time and Scotia ATM now coming on the outside. Royal Time and Scotia ATM. Royal Time at the rail. Scotia ATM on the outside. Royal Time and Scotia ATM. It's going to be Royal Time. Scotia ATM up for place. Tight for show there between 2 OHHA Place and Mariah's Power. 1 mile and 2:06.
What a way to start. We had a very tight photo for win and a very tight photo for third.
Yeah, I caught the 3 horse as the winner and the 6 horse as second, but I'm not sure. Not sure how close I am.
Maria's Power, I think, off of a break going to the half, came all the way back, and I think was third, nosing out the 2. We'll have to see. I mean, Susan's almost right on the line, but we'll wait and see what. I think Jim.
Officials.
I think Jim Ashman is the photo finish guy here.
Is he? I didn't see that.
So Guardian Queen made a break way at the head of the stretch before we even got to the start, and not really sure if it took a bad step. There is an entrance that goes to the infield down there, but it never really picked up speed and kind of took itself out of the race right from the beginning.
Yeah, and luckily Hank was able to get around, because as a trailer, he can follow anybody that he wants. So if he saw that horse getting a little rough, he probably just pulled out and followed the 2 horse out.
Really a nice effort for the Levan horse. I don't think it quite got there, but that's the first time it's hit the board, and a very close second.
7 Westerville comes number 3, Royal Time. Owned by Bruce Walls and Gina Bullman. Trained by Dalton Walls and driven effective this evening by Pierce Henry. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Tyler and Equine Therapy. And Tyler Burris is in the winner's circle for the trophy presentation.
and Equine Therapies as a sponsor. We're going to do an interview with Tyler Burris Lee after this race. I think she's going to come over. She is the speed superintendent here at the Wood County Fair, and we'll talk to her a little bit about this year's festivities, not only racing, but for this week at Wood County. Here's the rundown.
Number 1, Guardian Queen was fifth. Number 2, OHHA Hot Flash was fourth. Number 3, Royal Time was the winner. Number 4, Duck's Last Wish was sixth. Number 5, Mariah's Power was third. Number 6, Scotia ATM was second. Time of the first quarter was 31 1/5. The half was in 1:02 3/5. The 3 quarters in 1:35 2/5. For the mile in 2:06. From the top it's read 5:41 6:32. A mile in 2:06.
That was an interesting trifecta. It was 3 all. I mean, nobody bet win or place on the 2 horse. There was no money there. So before we get situated too much here for the second race, we're going to have a visit with Tyler Lee Burris. No, let's hold the commercial.
Okay.
We got plenty of time for commercials. So, can you hear us, Tyler?
I can.
All right. So we're joined by Tyler Burris Lee, who is the speed superintendent for this week's program. This would be your 3rd year as speed superintendent, or 2nd?
I believe it's my 4th.
4th. And she's on the fair board. Long-time horse person here at Wood County. Tell us about this week's festivities here at the Wood County Fair.
Oh, geez. I'm involved in the horse department, so every year, or every day in the horse department, there's some sort of show going on. Today we had the team tournament and some speed classes. Then we have the harness racing today. We have the wiener dog races tonight.
Talk about that a little bit. Where did you get that idea, and what level of interest have you had?
We got the idea down at the Fair Managers Convention. The girls in the office thought it would be something fun, new, exciting to bring here to Wood County. Maybe increase our grandstand attendance. And actually, I think I've had to turn away maybe about 15 dogs
Oh my gosh.
so far. And I did have a couple that even called today. So I think we have a total of 32 dogs.
Oh wow.
We're going to do 4 heats. We'll do a final. We'll bring back the winner from each heat to the final.
That'll be fun.
We don't do heats anymore with horses, but we're going to do heats with wiener dogs.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Well, that's great. And you've got some sponsors that were part of this, don't you?
Yes, we have Rangeline Excavation and Leon Clearing. They were a $500 sponsor. We had Bob's Plumbing and Heating. They were a $250 sponsor.
Yeah.
And then we had Ernstausen Farms, which was another $250 sponsor. So it covered the purse money for the wiener dog races.
Wiener dog.
Yeah.
Are you paying out more than just first place, or are you paying out?
We're going to do $500 for first place, $300 for second, $200 for third. Family Farm and Home has donated some baskets for each heat winner, and then a bigger basket for the overall winner.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Pays to have a wiener dog here in Wood County.
It does, it does.
I don't think a lot of people realize what all goes into organizing racing at the fair. What's some of the things that are challenging in putting this all together, these 2 days? So yesterday you got thrown a curveball with Mother Nature.
I did.
And it looks like it was a good call. What a beautiful day.
Yes. I guess my biggest challenges are getting help on the backside gates, trying to watch traffic. It gets pretty crazy over there with golf carts. And then getting sponsors as well has been very challenging, especially this year.
And we don't have anybody stabled at the Wood County Fair anymore, so we don't have that many local horsemen left.
No, we don't.
So One of the things I see you've got in memory of your grandparents, Gerald Burris and Bernice. So, and I think about that, I would think, how proud they would be to see you as a speed superintendent, the Wood County Fair, and, the generations of Burrises that have raced here, not only your dad, but your grandfather.
Yeah.
Do you think about that much?
All the time.
So, that's pretty neat. And I think
is.
we see that at other fairs, the generational things of families being involved in the sport. And, it's, pretty cool deal that, years ago I can think of your grandfather having frustration when things didn't go right, or when things did go right, it was good.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you're the person in charge now. So that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
He would be the one yelling at me when things didn't go right.
Probably, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just part of it.
Yep,
But it's pretty cool. So
You can tell how much it means
yeah.
to you for all that, because you're tearing up a little bit,
Yeah.
and that makes it pretty special.
I didn't tell you I was going to ask you that, because I knew
Oh,
that
gee.
that would choke you up.
Yeah.
But it is pretty neat.
Yep.
And, when we race here, and there's a lot of sentimental stories we'll try to share over the 2 days of racing. And you've got a family member involved, your significant other, your husband, Michael
Yep.
Lee, has something
Yep.
racing on Wednesday now, right?
Yeah, we were supposed to race yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that brings some challenges. So we moved the racing to 10 o'clock Wednesday.
Yep.
Your oldest son is going to be showing a horse.
Yep.
Your husband's going to be racing a horse.
Yeah.
And you're the speed superintendent.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Busy morning.
Yeah. The Colton's classes start at 9 o'clock in the morning. I have to double check the schedule, but I do believe he is in one of the first few classes. So it'll be getting his horse ready to go, him ready to go, but then kind of making sure everything's ready to go here, because Mike will be bringing horses in and, warming up. And actually, my cousin, he does the track here.
Oh.
His kids are also showing in the beef show arena at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's been trying to round up some more manpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the track looks great. I think everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry. So,
We'll get it. We'll make it work.
So those that have never been to the Wood County Fair, and in your opinion, what's one of the highlights for somebody that might come to the Wood County Fair, whether it be a significant food or some event that is a traditional event here at Wood County that you would share?
Of course, I'm going to say the harness racing.
Yeah.
But besides that, a few years ago, they started the Ring of Dreams.
Yes.
Amanda, she is a former
Amanda Brandt.
Yes, she's a former board member, but since getting off of the board, she has worked with the Wood County Developmental Disabilities. It provides an opportunity for these kids to come in and show animals. They can do chickens,
really?
rabbits. I think it's everything. Sheep,
Yeah.
goats. They've included the cows. And then throughout the summer, she hosts practices where those kids get to come here and, they work with the mentor, another 4-H kid that offers their animal. So they build that relationship. They learn how to show the animal, care for the animal, and all the things. And then she has a big production in the pavilion.
Yeah.
Boy, that is special.
That is a big event here, and it gets a lot of notoriety,
It
and
does.
it's a really great feature for those individuals.
Yep. And honestly, our 4-H kids love it.
Yep.
Something
And they help too.
Yeah. They're side by side with the kids from the Wood County Developmental Disabilities, and
So all the 4-H kids, these animals come from 4-H kids,
Yes,
and
they're
they're
here
kind of their assistants.
yep, they're here showing all week, and then they're here for those kids
For
to
that.
show too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very special program to have. You think of what not only are those kids getting, but what those 4-H kids are getting out of that
Yeah.
too, to
Yeah.
learn to give back.
Yep.
Wow. That's very special.
Well, we appreciate your effort, Tyler. Well done.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it. See, that was easy.
Yeah.
Owned by Bill Webb of Defiance and D&K Stables LLC of Hicksville. Trained by Bill Webb, the driver Clifton Bell. Number 2 is King on Campus. Owned by Jason Elser of Montpelier and Jalen Towers of Wasion. Trained by Jason Elser, the driver Sam Williams. Number 3 is Deep Eddy. Owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Daniel Schrock of Millersburg, Ohio. Trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 4 is Paradise Breeze. Owned by Kathy Todd of Wasion. Trained and driven by Kevin Luda. Number 5 is Rockin' Fearless. Owned by Suzanne first is Raymond Dell. Off of the Land Stables Incorporated, making the land of Woodstock, Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Horse will take one score and go to the gate. Future windows closing in 4 minutes. There's Wayne.
Nice person, nice to carry on that generational thing with her dad and her grandpa all racing here. That's really nice.
Yeah, that was good deal. She's done a fine job.
Yeah.
So let's visit about this second race here. The one horse trained by Bill Webb, Coco Cruz, today be driven by Clifton Bell, coming off a second place performance at Tiffin. It's got 6 starts, 1 win. 4 second place starts. This horse is kind of sentimental to me because it is a half brother to Surfin' the Canyon, who's a track record holder here at the Wood County Fair.
And the two King on Campus make the driver Sam Widger for Jason Elser. Jason is also co-owner along with Jalen Towers. This horse has had 3 starts this year, 1 win and 1 second. That win was just last week at Tiffin in 2, 2, and 4. This was a Buckeye Classic purchase for $9,000.
The 3, Deep Eddie, driven by Emmanuel Miller, trained by Herman Hagerman. This 2-year-old summa cum laude has 4 starts on the year, 2 seconds. No wins, no thirds, made $2,503. Last start at Mount Vernon, finished second, beaten a half a length, paced in 2:01 and 4.
Kim Pluta trains and drives the 4 Paradise Breeze. This is a Fear the Dragon out of a well-said mare, Mama's Fallen Angel. Kathy Todd, the owner, she's from Wasion. So she's had 5 starts this year, 2 wins. The latest win was at Tiffin in 2:01. A blooded horse sale purchase for $9,000.
Rockin' Fearless, this 2-year-old Fear the Dragon, trained by Tyler Bates, will be driven today by Pierce Henry. This horse has 6 starts, 3 wins, and 3 thirds, has made $9,596, coming off a 3rd place performance at Tiffin. Prior to that, it had won 2 in a row at Oak Harbor and Bell Fountain. It's got a mark of 2:02 and 4.
And starting from the second tier, Hank Levan and Raymond L. Hank also trains for Levan Stables and Megan Levan. 5 starts on the year, 2 thirds, and those were the last 2 starts at Sydney and Piketon.
We mentioned the driver of the 2, Sam Widger. It's worth noting, I can't verify this, but I think this may be the all-time winningest driver to drive a race at the Wood County Fair. Sam Widger going into this race has won 8,074 wins. That's pretty impressive. That probably puts him in the top, I would guess, 10 or 12.
I believe so.
All time. But Sam Widger coming all the way from Columbus and originally from Illinois. They're at the head of the stretch. Here's the call from Bill Peters.
Here, off this pacing the first horse away at the rail is Coco Cruz. On the outside second is King on Campus. And their third is Deep Eddie. On the outside fourth is Rockin' Fearless. And their fifth is Paradise Breeze. And the last horse is Raymond L. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Clifton Bell has Coco Cruz on top by a length and a half. Pacing in their second is King on Campus, driven by Sam Widger. Third is Deep Eddie, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Fourth is Paradise Breeze, driven by Kim Pluta. And their fifth is Rockin' Fearless, driven by Pierce Henry. The last horse, Raymond L, driven by Hank Levan. First quarter pace in 30 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, come down past the stand for the third time. That is still Coco Cruz with the lead. 2 lengths back second is King on Campus. In their third is Deep Eddie. Racing in their fourth is Paradise Breeze. Fifth is Rockin' Fearless, the last horse, Raymond L. No change as they race down toward the half. That's Clifton Bell and Coco Cruz bringing the horses down the half. Sitting in the old chair second is Sam Widger with King on Campus with Deep Eddie right there third. First half paced in 1:01 and 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark, Coco Cruz now opens up about 2.5 lengths. Racing in there second, that's King on Campus. And on the outside third now comes Deep Eddie. Fourth is Paradise Breeze. Rockin' Fearless fifth with Raymond L sixth. going to the 3/4 mile mark. That's still Coco Cruz by 2 lengths over King on Campus. On the outside third, T-Betty after the fourth, Paradise Breeze. 3/4 is paced in 132 and 1/5. Clifton Val's getting real busy with Coco Cruz as they race around the upper turns of head for pay dirt. Moving up in there along the rail second, a closer second is King on Campus. On the outside third, T-Betty. As they race toward home, that's Coco Cruz with the lead. Up on the outside second comes T-Betty. Third along the rail is King on Campus. As they race for home, Coco Cruz, King on Campus, turns up the rail. Hey, the wire there between Coco Cruz and King on Campus.
The
A mile
rail.
and 2:03 and 2/5.
8,700. There's 8,075 for Sam Widgert, and that was, we don't have a passing lane here at the Wood County Fair, but Clifton Bell left just enough for Sam to come right through there.
Yeah, he drifted out a little bit, and Sam snuck right up in there. I think he got him by about a head right at the finish.
I think so too. I think so too. I was eyeing that line, and I think Sam got him on the inside. Miles in 2:03 and 2.
2:03 and 2, yeah.
That marks the second win in a row for King on Campus and Jason Elser from Mount Peliard, Ohio. Jason bought this horse at the Buckeye Classic sale for $9,000.
I mentioned that in the upcoming race 3, the number 1 horse, Dublin Sydney, will be wearing trotting hobbles. It was not programmed with trotting hobbles. The number 1 horse, Dublin Sydney, will be wearing trotting hobbles in the upcoming race 3.
We had some people saying that they couldn't hear, but I just checked mine and listened, and I could hear everything just fine. So I hope that if anybody lost their sound, that they get it back. But I think it's on your end, because I think we're good here.
Some would say it's a blessing not to be able to hear Bateson talk. So, but
Roger Houston is watching from Belfast, Ireland.
wow,
Yeah.
they've got their big event later this week.
Yep, the Vincent Delaney Memorial.
Yeah, Christy Johnson, I believe, is the U.S. representative going this year. They still haven't called the 2, but
No, they have not.
he's working his way slowly back here. But I do think that the 2 won.
What a nice crowd in the grandstand here.
Very nice crowd. It's a very nice crowd. Nice evening, and hopefully they'll stick around and watch the.
Number 2, King on Campus.
Yeah.
Sammy's here, but there's nobody with him. Out here, they're trying to round him up over there. Jason was in the tent back there, and I think he had quite a crew. So somebody's bringing him over on the golf cart, but.
It's always embarrassing when you come over and then you didn't win. So you want to make sure that you won before you get over here.
Sam has experience of winning.
Yes.
I think he had measured that one perfectly. We're got a little activity here. We got horses warming up both ways and a water wagon right in the middle of the track. And I always say. Good place to get experience is go to the fairs and try to warm up amongst all the activity, because you got people that aren't quite used to what all's going on.
Yeah.
So.
And if you can do that, you can survive just about anywhere.
Correct. Yeah, there's Jason and the crew coming back. I think one of these is his grandson.
The winner's circle, where the winners go, coming in from Montpelier and Wasion, comes number 2, King on Campus, owned by Jason Elser and Jalen Towers, trained by Jason Elser, and driven up this evening by Sam Widgett. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Brooks Racing Stable. That's a big hand there for Jason and Shelley Elser, Jalen Towers, Sam Widger, and King on Campus, and the Brooks Racing Stable, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placing for race 2 from the top. Number 1, Coco Cruz was second. Number 2, King on Campus was the winner. Number 3, was third. Number 4, Paradise Breeze was fourth. Number 5, Rockin' Fearless was fifth. And number 6, Raymondale was sixth. Time in the first quarter was 30 and 2 fifths. The half was in 101 and 3 fifths. The 3 quarters in 132 and 1 fifth. With a mile in 203 and 2 fifths. From the Davidson Reed, 2:13, 4:56. A mile in 203 and 2 fifths.
We got some interesting payoffs here. The winner of that race, nobody had any show money on it. Paid $9.40 to win, $4.40 to place, but you see some funny payouts at the fair. I always kind of enjoy looking at that. Hopefully they handle a little bit of money tonight with this nice crowd we've got. So we slip on now to the third. We're moving right along here. Next, we got 3-year-old colt trotters. This race in memory of Gerald and Bernice Burris. We visited with their granddaughter earlier. Their son, Jim Burris, trained here at the Wood County Fair a number of years and raced here lots and lots of times, as did his father. And the one barn that back there where a lot of people ship into, Jerry used to rent that for a number of years and had it full to the brim with horses. So at any rate, this next race is named in their memory. We've got a field of 6.
We just got one driver change that we know about, and that's Pierce Henry will drive the 1 Dublin Sydney.
Yeah, Dublin Sydney, trained by Phil Groves. Does have 13 starts, no wins, but has made $6,741. But took a mark last year as a 2-year-old at Dayton, a 157. That's very impressive for a 2-year-old. Made $42,000 last year, and looking to get off the snide for this year. So
we're going to take a quick break, thank some sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hickory Lane Farm is proud to have bred or produced 3 Dan Patch champions over the last 3 years. Located in Findlay, Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm bred and sold world champion It's Academic. We also co-bred and sold sophomore Breeders' Crown winner Yo Tilly. Our stallion, In Range, set new sales records at the 2025 jug sale and is the sire of Set Your Sights High, who was last season's Dan Patch 2-year-old trotting filly. Find your next champion at the Hickory Lane Farm. Consignment.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Use code FAIR26 and receive $10 off your next order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Okay, welcome back to Bowling Green, the Wood County Fair, the second day of racing, but actually the first day that we're broadcasting. The first day of racing is going to come back on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. So got a great night for you tonight. We've got 11 races. We are on race number 3. You'll notice that it looks a little bit different on your screen. You'll see the front half of the race, just like you'll see them coming down the stretch and starting the race and going into the turn. And then we have to switch cameras because there are huge grandstands in the middle of this racetrack. And we've got Tom Beck is up high up in the grandstand, and he catches them when they go by going back of the grandstand, and then he has it, and then Matt picks it up again. It's pretty cool the way that we can do this, so we can show you. Otherwise, you would only see, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile of the race. So this works out really well. We do have TVs here in the grandstand so that people can watch. The people that are here in the grandstand can also see the back half or the back of the race. So it's pretty nice. Pretty neat that Matt's got that all done. And you don't have to put wires up anymore. or did you? No, it's all wireless now. Yeah, it used to be that he had to string some wires from across the track and up high in the grandstand. So technology's come a little ways. And thank everybody for watching. We've got a nice group of people again tonight. Our same old chat group that's there. So we sure like it that you are there. JD's keeping us up to snuff on what's going on at the rest of the place. Horses are almost ready to post parade. So we're going to turn it over to Bill.
First division of the 3-year-old colt trot. Going for a purse of $6,955 and a blanket given in memory of Jerry and Bernice Burks. Number 1 is Dublin Sydney. Owned and trained by Phil Groves of Sydney, Ohio. The driver is Pierce Hendricks. Number 2 is Dublin Striker. Owned by Anthony Miller of Dundee, Ohio, and Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 3 is Mogul Maverick. Owned by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio. Ellery Rose Farms of Stroudsburg, Reedsburg, Ohio. Tim Jedby of Newark, Ohio. Scott Whitegardner of Newark, Ohio. Trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Sam Whitman. Number 4 is Long Gone Tom. Owned by C Stables LLC of Jasper, Michigan. Trained and driven by Greg Mason. Number 5 is Tess Spray. Owned, trained and driven by Barbara Holland of Jackson, Michigan. And number 6 is Trustin Marseille. Owned by Bill Webb of Defiance. Trained by Chris Beaver, the driver Tufton Bell. Horses will take one score and go to the gate. Use your windows closing in 4 minutes. There's West Plate Show, accept and trifecta.
Okay, we will take a closer look at the horses in this race. This is the first of 2 divisions of the 3-year-old colt trot, going for a purse of $6,955. Dublin Sydney changed the driver to Pierce Henry and add trotting hobbles today. Philip Groves trains and owns. This is a What the Hill colt out of a Chapter 7 mare, Stay Foolish. Has had 13 starts this year, has not hit the winner circle yet, but last year was 12 of 15 first, seconds, or thirds. Made $42,000 last year, mark 157 as a 2-year-old. Dublin Striker and Emmanuel Miller from the 2-hole for Herman Hagerman, Anthony Miller, and Hagerman Racing. This is a What the Hill out of a Cash Hall mare, Susie Smart. Sold at the Ohio selected sale for $25,000. Has 3 wins this year out of 13 starts. The last win was at Bellefontaine in 2 minutes and 3/5, but fastest was 1:56.1 at Scioto Downs. Mogul Maverick and Sam Widger from the 3-hole for trainer Rosie Weaver. Weaver, Ellery Rose Farms, Gentry, and Weingartner, the owners. Another What the Hill, but this one out of a Conway Hall mare, Glide in My Way. Sold at the Ohio selected sale for $37,000. Has 2 wins on the year. The most recent win is at Cortland in 2:06.4, but fastest was 1:57.3 at Scioto Downs earlier.
The 4, Long Gone Tom, Greg Bateson trains, Greg Bateson will drive. 3 starts on the year, 1 win up in Midland, Michigan, and no seconds, no thirds, made $1,612. It was a maiden race in Midland on the 8th of July.
And Bob Rowland trains, drives, and owns the 5 Fast Break, a Long Tom out of an Enjoy Levesque mare, Almond Joy. It's had 4 starts this year, has not hit the board yet. Had 4 starts as a 2-year-old, also made $2,700 as a 2-year-old. Was a $9,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale.
The 6, Trotton Marseille, Clifton Bell will be driving today. This Chris Beaver trained Marseille, 3-year-old, out of Trotton Brook. Trotton Brook actually is a local horse. This horse, Trotton Brook, was trained by Gary Gillen. Held multiple track records here in Northwest Ohio. I think at one time it even might have had a track record here, but Bill Webb owns this horse. This horse had 1 win last year at Oak Harbor. This year it's had 6 starts, no wins, no seconds, 1/3. It's made $1,720. Last start it made a break at Tiffin. I'm not really sure if the trainer change was just made. Bill Webb was training this horse, and last start was at Tiffin, first time for Chris Beaver. So nice purse, $6,955 for these 3-year-old colt trotters. This race in memory of Gerald and Bernice Burris. I'm going to swing this over to Bill Peters for the call.
Here it comes. There, off that trot in, gets shoved away the rails, Dublin Sydney. On the outside second is Dublin Striker. Moving up third is Long Gone Tom. Moving up fourth is Fast Break. After rail fifth is Trotton Marseille. The last horse off stride is Mogul Maverick. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, they race over towards that quarter-mile mark. Here's Henry as Dublin Sydney on top by a length and a half. Coming into second is Dublin Striker, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Third is Long Gone Tom, driven by Greg Bateson. Fourth is Fast Break, driven by Bob Rowland. Fifth is Trotton Marseille, driven by Clifton Bell. The last horse, Mogul Maverick, driven by Sam Widger. First quarter trotted in 30 and 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's still Dublin Sydney by about 2 lengths. Dublin Striker trots in there second. Long Gone Tom is third. Fast Break is fourth. Fifth is Trotton Marseille, and sixth is Mogul Maverick. Horse number 8 getting up on trouble a little bit as they race down to the half-mile mark. That's Pierce Henry and Dublin Sydney with the lead. Right there, close second is Dublin Striker with Long Gone Tom third. Edging up fourth is Fast Break. First half trotted in 1:03 as they round the turn now to head down the backside and race over that 3/4 mile mark. That's still Dublin Sydney with the lead. Dublin Striker trots in there second. Racing third, that's Long Gone Tom. On the outside fourth is Fast Break. Fifth along the rail, Trot Marseille. On the outside sixth is Momo Maverick. Going to that 3/4 mile mark, Emmanuel Miller's out now on the move with Dublin Striker, and Dublin Striker takes over. Coming back second, Dublin Sydney. Long Gone Tom, the closest third, with Fast Break right there fourth. Then comes Momo Maverick and Trot Marseille. 3/4 in 134 and 1/5. As they race around the upper turn, the head for pay dirt. That's Dublin Striker now over about 5 lengths. Dublin Sydney trying to hold on second. Long Gone Tom on the outside third, followed by Fast Break, Momo Maverick, and Trot Marseille. But past the stands, it's going to be Dublin Striker, and here they all come. Up for place is going to be Dublin Sydney, up for show, Long Gone Tom. A mile in 2:04 and 3/5.
That mile in 2:04 and 3, Dublin Striker and Emmanuel Miller. 4th win of the year. Pushes his earnings up around $27,000 for the year.
Yeah, nice effort. The three horse looked like was going to try to leave and made a break right at the start. Mogul Maverick, they kind of took a little bit of the drama out with it making a break, which it had done that before 2 starts back at Hilliard. It did come back and trotted very nicely after that.
Yeah. And kind of had to wiggle his way through because Sam could not get out to the outside right away. He had to wait, actually, and kind of let him gallop a little bit until he got in front of the horses and then get off to the side. So that's smart driving.
Very, very smart. I mean, he was trying to leave, so the horse was on the go, and when he made the break, he was in the middle of traffic and, had to bide his time. And, as you're instructed, wait till it clears, and once it clears, go high and get your horse set. Nicely done by Sam. He was the favorite. The second favorite was the 2. So I look for a pretty nice payoff here again as Emmanuel works his way back to the winner's circle, and Herman Hagerman certainly knows his way to the winner's circle. One of the leading trainers at the fairs so far this year.
And this duo with Emmanuel and Herman, they have been doing so well.
Very well, very well. That's going to present the memorial blanket. Jerry and Bernice Burris. I see Tyler and her aunt, Becky, and there's her father, Jim Burris, with the blue hat in the winner's circle. And that blue hat's perfect for the Hagermans.
Here in northwestern Ohio, especially here in Wood County. That's a big head here for Morgan Hagerman, Emmanuel Miller, and Dublin Striker, the winner of race 3. And the family of Jerry and Bernice Burris for giving this blanket in their memory.
We'll be getting the rundown for you in just a moment.
Race 3 from the top. Number 1, Dublin Sydney was second. Number 2, Dublin Striker was the winner. Number 3, Mogul Maverick was fifth. Number 4, Long Gone Tom was third. Number 5, Fast Break was fourth. Number 6, Trot Marseille was sixth. Time of the first quarter was 30 3/5. The half was in 1:03. The 3/4 in 1:34 and 1/5. With a mile in 2:04 and 3/5. The top is in rate 2:15 3:46. A mile in 2:04 and 3/5. In the upcoming race 4, number 2, Lover's Waltz. The driver is Sam Widger. Sam Widger driving number 2, Lover's Waltz. Number 5, City of Fear. The driver is Hank Levan. Hank Levan driving number 5.
So a couple of driver changes for you coming up in race 4. Number 2, Lover's Waltz, will be driven by Sam Widger. And number 5, City of Fear, will be driven by Hank Levan. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have a trivia question for you. So everybody get your thinking caps on. We're going to have some trivia that Bill Peters came up with for us. So that's kind of an interesting question. None of us can figure it out. So I'm sure that somebody out there will be able to figure it out. So let's take a short break, and then we'll be back.
Don't miss the North American Standardbred Mixed Sale in Mount Hope, Ohio, December 18th. Only 2 sales in and already gaining attention across North America. This exciting young sale specializes in high-quality racehorses, broodmare prospects, and stallion shares with industry-leading pedigrees. One of our exciting graduates is world record holder Allegiant, headlining a growing list of successful sale graduates. Last year's sale topper was refined at $260,000, followed by Stardust Volo at $250,000. Visit the North American Standardbred Mixsale.com and join us December 18th in Mount Hope, Ohio. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. It all begins with a dream. In Ohio's lush pastures, a foal is born with the heart of a champion. Through dedication, care, and generations of world-class breeding, that spark grows into raw power. Today, Ohio's Standardbred industry offers nearly $24 million in purses for Ohio breds, drawing the best and rewarding the brightest. Breed, buy, race, and win in Ohio.
Okay, we are back here at Bowling Green. David just asked, might update the fair championship points, and those will be updated tomorrow, but it'll only be through, it won't include tonight's or this afternoon's from Lisbon, so we'll be updating those tomorrow, and it will be, yeah, well, it's funny because if you look at the website, each division may have a different as of date because, say, the 2-year-old colt pacers raced the day before the 3-year-old colt pacers, so it's going to be a little bit different. We are trying to update them quite often, so there will be an update. I got it this afternoon from the United States Trotting Association, but I was already on my way here, so I couldn't stop and do it. It's not something I want to do on the road. It's just, for me, I have to sit down at the computer and kind of study it. So, are you ready for the trivia question? The Dennis Zerno Pace was raced as a conditioned pace at the Wood County Fair from 2017 through 2023. What driver picked up a win in the Dennis Zerno Pace as well as a win in the Meadowlands Pace? As I said, we have been thinking about it, and Matt can't come up with it. That's surprising. Jay Wolf is not eligible. So if anybody can think of that. The Dennis Zerno Pace was raced as a conditioned pace at the Wood County Fair from 2017 through 23. What driver picked up a win in the Dennis Zerno Pace as well as a win in the Meadowlands Pace? So put your answers in the chat, and we'll see who wins. This weekend at Scioto Downs, we had the Ohio State Fair races. Pretty exciting racing for 2- and 3-year-olds, and actually we had this year, for the first time in a long time, we had aged state fair races for the aged horses and mares, pace and trot. So that was pretty exciting for that to happen. The Department of Agriculture, Brian Brain, he was there on Saturday night. The Ohio Fair Queen was there on Saturday night, presented some trophies, got to ride in the starting gate. Brian Baldridge was there. He's the Director of Agriculture. So he had a tour of the paddock. He wanted to see how that all went, how that all worked. He went up to the judges' stand and talked with the judges for a while, saw how they did their job. So pretty exciting stuff happening at Scioto there for State Fair night. Also, as you know, the State Fair is going on right now. And if anybody has time to go over, certainly go and see the new agricultural building. It's just fantastic. They have redone the entire thing. There was an ag building there that we used to have displays in, but this is all state of the art. It's just a fantastic building. lots and lots of room in there. There was a full-size combine in. I think there was even a sprayer in there. There was a lot of room for equipment, as well as you could go in there and you could actually milk a cow. You could go in there and see chicks hatching. There was 2 pigs that were having babies while we were there, and one of them had 18 piglets all in one. I don't know how long exactly it took her, but very nice to go to that egg building and see everything that's there, and you will see some pictures of harness racing right there along with everything else for how important harness racing is to the agriculture in the state of Ohio. So fun to go to. Hope you all go there and get to see that egg building along with everything else, of course, at the fair. There's a lot of great stuff. Okay, we're getting some possible answers to our contest. We've got John Campbell, Braxton Boyd, Brett Miller. Braxton Boyd. Does that sound right to you? We're gonna have to check in with Bill to make sure, because he's got the answers and he's way up on top of the grandstand.
For a purse of $7,130 and a blanket courtesy of Countryside Animal Clinic. One is Kathy's Crown, owned by Jerry Michael of Western Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver of Mark St. Louis Jr. Number 2 is Lover's Waltz, owned by Ivy Holdings of Apple Creek, Ohio, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver of Sam Widger. Number 3 is Coco Motion, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver of Emmanuel Miller. Number 4 is Ray's Parlay Girl, owned and trained by Bill Webb of Defiance, the driver of Clifton Bell. The 5 is City of Fear, owned by Rick Hester of Oakwood, trained by Cole Fitzwater, the driver of Hank Land. Number 6 is Moonlight Ride, owned by Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio, Chad Davenport of Walbridge, Ohio, trained by Ty Bates, the driver of Pierce Hendrick. And number 7 is Clement, owned by L&L DeVisser LLC of Holland, Michigan, trained by Joe Sequin, the driver of Travis Sequin. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate.
Okay, we'll take a closer look at the horses in this race. The 4th race, the 3-year-old filly pace, the first of 2 divisions. Kathy's Clown, Mark St. Louis drives for trainer Steve Novak. Gerald Myjal is the owner and breeder. A Dancing Yankee out of a Jeremy's Jet Mare Jet's Dream. He's had 11 starts this year as a 3-year-old, 2 wins. Last win was at Bellefontaine in 59-3. Fastest win was at Scioto Downs in 154 flat.
The 2 Lovers Waltz, driven today by Sam Widger. Robbie Brooks trains this horse for Ivy Holdings, Apple Creek, Ohio. 9 starts on the year, no wins, no seconds. 3/3 has made $2,690. Last start at Tiffin, finished 3rd, paced its mile in 2 minutes.
Coco Motion and Emmanuel Miller from the 3-hole for Herman Hagerman and Hagerman Racing. A well-said filly out of a Real Desire mare, Real Drama. Purchased at the Harrisburg sale for $3,000 as a yearling. This horse has already made in her lifetime $13,465. A mark is a 2-year-old, 2-3-3 at Croton.
Ray's Parlay Girl, the 4-horse. Clifton Bell drives this 3-year-old Cheyenne Ray, homebred by Bill Webb, trained by Bill Webb. Cheyenne Ray finished out his breeding days at Defiance, Ohio for Bill Webb. This horse has 11 starts on the year, 2 seconds, 7/3. It's made $8,030. Has not taken a mark yet in its 20.
1 3rd place finish. This horse had 15 starts as a 2-year-old with 4 wins. The fastest of those wins as a 2-year-old, 57-1 at Northfield.
Moonlight Ride, the 6-horse, driven by Pierce Henry, trained by Ty Bates. This 3-year-old down by the seaside has 14 starts on the year, 2 wins, 1 second, 1/3, has made just shy of 21,000. Took a mark earlier this year at Miami Valley Raceway, 153-4. Just over 30,000 lifetime earned. Last start at Tiffin, finished 3rd, was beaten 7 lengths, paced in 57-2.
And Climate, driven by Travis Siekman for trainer Joe Siekman. L&L DeVisser, the owners. Another down by the seaside out of Rock and Roll Dance mare Compass. This horse has had 11 starts this year, 2 wins, a second and 3/3, a mark of 53 at Northfield. And if you look at the times that this horse has been going the last 5 starts, 52-2, 52-3, 55-1. So we'll be in the second tier.
And it has been in the the Stallion Series for 2 legs.
Yes.
This is a very good field. It should be an interesting race with a lot of the speed in the second tier.
Right.
Gates picked them up. They're swinging around here to the head of the stretch, and we'll swing it up to Bill Peters for the call.
Here they come. Clear out facing the first horse away at the rail is Kathy's Crown. On the outside second is Ray's Parlay Girl. Up the rail third is Lover's Waltz. On the outside fourth, that's Coco Motion. Up the rail fifth is Climate. As they round the turn now to head down the backside, a race for that quarter-mile mark. Mark St. Louis has Kathy's Crown on top by a length and a half. Coming in there second is Ray's Parlay Girl to by Clifton Bell. Third is Lover's Waltz to by Sam Widger. Fourth, that's Coco Motion, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Fifth is Climate, driven by Travis Siekman. On the outside sixth is City of Fear, driven by Hank Levan. And the last horse is Moonlight Ride, driven by Piers Henry. First quarter pace in 30 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, they come down past the 10 glitters time. That's still Kathy's Crown with the lead. Right there close second is Ray's Parlay Girl. Racing third, that's Lover's Waltz. Up on the outside fourth now comes City of Fear. Racing up the rail fifth, that's Coco Motion. On the move sixth is Climate, and the last horse is Moonlight Ride. 7 semis, well months, and they come to the half-mile mark. That's Kathy's Crown by a length and a half with the Ray's Parlay Girl. On the outside third is City of Fear. First half paced in 1 minute and 4/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over the 3/4 mile mark. That's still Kathy's Crown with the lead. Right there, close second, Ray's Parlay Girl. On the outside third is City of Fear. Fourth along the rail is Lover's Waltz. Between horses fifth is Climate. On the outside sixth, that's Moonlight Ride, and the last horse is Coco Motion. 7:20 still well once they go to the 3/4 mile mark. Clifton Bell's out and on the move with Ray's Parlay Girl, but it's along the rail, the lead is still Kathy's Crown. 3/4 spaced in 1:31. As they race around that upper turn, the head for Vader. Now Ray's Parlay Girl takes over. In hot pursuit though, and that is still Kathy's Climate. As they race toward home, Ray's Parlay Girl at the rail. Climate on the outside. Ray's Parlay Girl and Climate. Ray's Parlay Girl and Climate. Ray's Parlay Girl and Climate. Pay at the wire between Climate and Ray's Parlay Girl. Looks like City of Fear might have got up the show. 1 mile and 2:01.
That's what they call a horse race.
That was, and the crowd went wild, didn't they?
They did.
Oh my gosh.
They did.
What an exciting finish. 2-1. Where did Climate come from? My gosh.
Well, if you were watching at home, we had them 3 and 4 wide down the backside. They were stacked up everywhere. And coming off the last turn, somehow Travis had found enough opening. I think he was 3 wide around the last turn, and when they squared up, Climate found a new weather because he blew home. I think Climate might have caught Ray's Parlay Girl. Very, very, very tight between the 4 and the 7.
Absolutely, such an exciting time to be here. If you're in the area, come on over because it's fun to watch them live. That's for sure.
Yeah, the 4 has been a bridesmaid twice this year, trying to find the winner's circle for the first time. It may have, Ray's Parlay Girl may have found it today. Clifton is still on the track, as is Travis, but what a good race.
Yeah.
And
Climate back to the winner's circle.
Climate, the 7. So we have a 7, 4, and third place was relatively tight as well.
It was. I could not call those.
Countryside Animal Clinic is the sponsor for this third race. Very nice purse, $7,130.
It's really nice when there's just 2 divisions.
Yeah.
You know, that's
This horse is trained in Indiana, made the trek over here today.
The winner's circle where the winners go, coming in from Holland, Michigan, comes number 7, Claim It. Owned by L&L Divissor LLC, trained by Joe Seekman, and coming back this evening by Travis Seekman. Thank you for this race is courtesy of Countryside Animal Clinic.
We've got kind of a unique winner's circle here at Bowling Green. They've got a cement pad, which looks very nice, but you've got to kind of walk them very delicately to go on it. Most of the horses today have stayed off of that cement pad, but Climate ventured on it for a very nice, well-behaved picture. I don't know this, but I don't know if Travis Seekman's ever won a race at the Wood County Fair, so it could be his first.
Number 2, Lover's Waltz was 6. Number 3, Cocoa Motion was 7. Number 4, Ray's Parlay Girl was 2nd. Number 5, City of Fear was 3rd. Number 6, Moonlight Ride was 5th. Number 7, Clement was the winner. Time of the first quarter was 30 seconds. The half was in a minute and 4/5. The 3 quarters in 1:31. With a mile and 2:01. The top of the straight, 4, 6, 7, 2, 3, 5. 1 on the bottom. A mile and 2:01. And the upcoming race 5, number 4, Sportsman Stella. Change the driver to Rosie Weaver. Rosie Weaver will drive number 4, Sportsman Stella. And remember that number 2, Peace Buddy, first time on racing. First time on racing for Peace Buddy. In representative of Rosendale Hayes, trackside Epsom.
so that is 4 races in the books, 5th coming up. We have got quite a few guesses to our trivia question, and I just looked over that piece of paper that Bill wrote out, and he didn't write the answer on it, doggone it.
No, he did not want to give it to me. He said when you've had enough response time to call him. So
okay.
I'm going to call him right now while he's not talking.
Yeah, we got quite a few different answers. We're going to take a short break, and we'll come back. We'll have the answer for you.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
The Ohio Harness Racing Passport is back. Sponsored by Webkenberg Starting Gates, the Passport takes you across Ohio's county fair circuit and now includes marquee events like Ohio Super Night. It's free and open to fans of all ages. Get your passport from the OHHA broadcast team and collect your stamps. Earn prizes all season long with more ways to win. Compete for the grand prize. Experience Ohio through harness racing.
Okay, welcome back to the Wood County Fair here, Bowling Green, Ohio. I'm going to give you the trivia question again, and we have the answer, and we have a winner. So the question was, the Dennis Zernell Pace was raced as a conditioned pace at the Wood County Fair from 2017 through 2023. What driver picked up a win in the Dennis Zernell Pace as well as a win in the Meadowlands Pace? And the answer is Braxton Boyd. So we had one winner. That was Doug Du SPOY. I'm not sure that is your handle or your YouTube name.
Yeah.
So, Doug, if you send your address and what size T-shirt you want to info@ohha.com. So it's info, I-N-F-O, @ohha.com. We'll get you a T-shirt out. So thanks for playing, everybody. We just had the one correct answer.
Well, we're going to have, Bill has told me now it's going to be challenging because it's at 10 o'clock on Wednesday that he would have some tougher trivia. I thought this one was pretty tough myself because I've been coming to the Wood County Fair for a long time and I didn't come up with that. But Braxton Boyd's dad, Brett Boyd, who is the president of the Michigan Harness Association, always has trained a few horses and sometimes has come down and driven himself. And apparently Braxton would have been pretty young then when he came down and drove. So that was a good trivia question.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's anybody that knows harness racing trivia, it is Bill Peters.
For sure. So we advance on now to the 5th race, the 2-year-old filly trot. We've got a nice purse of $5,029. A little bit of local flavor here. The one horse, Dan Veneer, is a Pemberville, Ohio resident, and that's here in Wood County. This horse is a homebred Jitterbug. I remember Jitterbug, Chip Chip Hooray filly and mare that he raced. This is a What the Hill, the one horse. What's bugging you, honey? Making her 3rd lifetime start, and Dan will drive that horse himself.
Kind of nice when he breeds it, owns it, trains it, drives it, everything. I think he's had a lot of success that way, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and this, this was a horse I think was kind of sentimental to him and his wife Cheryl, who's very much involved in the race program. But they kind of a two-man band there, the Veneers, and have had a lot of success here in the last few years. Rose Run Zane comes to mind,
Yes.
a horse he raced in the Jug, very nice horse. So
Looks like we're, I thought we were close to the post parade, but then they went right on by us, so I'm not sure. Shouldn't be too long for the post parade. You know the track record here pretty darn well, don't you?
I do. That was 2 years ago. Was kind of a magic carpet ride that I got to experience with a horse that probably won't ever experience again. Horse's name was Surfing the Canyon, and we took him around to a lot of fairs, kind of taking money off his card. It got to be kind of fun, so we just kept going. He had a streak there where he won 9 in a row, and Bowling Green was in that streak, and we kind of made it a family affair. My son had come back and drove him at Bell Fountain, and then went and drove him, I believe, at Scioto, and I talked him into coming back to his county fair, and it was a pretty special day. He won a big trip that day.
Absolutely. I mean, 57-2. That's a pretty nice mile out here.
Yeah, it is, and we still have him. He's at home, kind of recovering from a pretty bad injury that occurred in January of 2025. So we can talk more about that after the post parade.
Oakwood, trained by Chad Williamson, the driver of Pierce Henry. Number 3 is Hills of Glory, owned by Jay Burkholder of Apple Creek, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Number 4 is Sparkling Stella, owned by Heartland Acres of Wahonning, Ohio, and Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, trained and owned by Rosie Weaver. Number 5 is Baby Got Trapped, owned by Gene Massey of Sycamore, Ohio, and Chelsea Zipler of Upper Sandusky, Ohio, trained by Curtis Massey, the driver Coleman Bell. And number 6 is D.V. Silver Dollar, owned by Kevin D. LLC of Hudson, and David Jury of Bucyrus, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Sam Witt. Horses will take one score and go to the
Sports management,
He's worked for the Ohio University football program. So we talked a little bit about the one, What's Bugging You, Honey, Dan Veneer, the What the Hill filly. The 2, Pete's buddy, Chad Williamson, trains this horse over in Van Wert, Ohio. Chad trains. Pierce Henry will drive Pete's Buddy. 1 win on the season. That happened at Ottawa in 2:11. 6 starts, 1 win, and 2 thirds.
Hills of Glory and Emmanuel Miller from the 3-hole for Herman Hagerman and Jay Burkholder. This is a What the Hill filly out of a Conway Hall mare, X's and O's. Coming off of a win last start at Mount Vernon in 2-5-2. Also has had a second place finish at Marion and 3 thirds. So 5 out of 6 for seconds or thirds. And that mark of 2-5-2 at Mount Vernon is his fastest.
The 4, Sparkling Stella, trained by Rosie Weaver, driven today by Rosie Weaver. This horse has 5 starts on the year and has yet to hit the board, but has made $3,324. Last start was at Tiffin, and it made a break, trotted in 2:12, but it has raced in the Buckeye Stallion Series back-to-back and has gotten checks. This was a $22,000 yearling at the Ohio Select Sale, this 2-year-old What the Hill filly.
Baby Got Track in Clifton Bell from the 5-hole for trainer Curtis Massey. Jeannie Massey and Chelsea Schnitzler, the owners. This is an Uncle Peter out of a Guccio mare, Northern Ashley. 4 starts on the year, 1 nice second at Bell Fountain, just back by 2 lengths. A blooded horse sale purchase for $6,000.
Number 6, DD Silver Dollar, another Rosie Weaver trained filly. This is an Uncle Peter, driven today by Sam Widger. Cabby D LLC, Hudson, Ohio, and David Jury, Bucyrus, Ohio, own this 2-year-old filly. 6 starts on the year, no wins, but 3 seconds and 1 thirds, made $9,117. Last start at Paynesville, finished second, trotted in 2:03-2. The start before that was at Bucyrus, the $20,000 Buckeye Stallion Series race. Came in second that day, beaten 5 lengths, trotted in 2:01-3.
Steve, it was pretty much your idea. You thought about this, the Buckeye Stallion Series. Did you ever think it would be as big as it is?
No, I certainly didn't. I mean, it was really just about trying to give trainers and owners another opportunity to classify their horse, and with the idea of getting an opportunity to race for good money at pari-mutuel tracks. And, the Sire Stakes have always been tough. And this was kind of a stepping stone, in between. And it's really, I think, exceeded most people's expectations. And it's put a lot of money in Ohio people's hands that train. And I think it's helped our sale. I think it's been a godsend all the way. And we expanded a little bit this year. We actually have a claiming division of it for 3-year-olds that has been relatively well received.
Yeah, it definitely has. Lots of divisions on some nights. Let's turn it over to Bill for the call of the 5th.
Here, offense running the first goes away is Hills of Glory. In their second is Pete's Buddy. On the outside third is Horsemen Stella. After the fourth is What's Bugging You, Honey? Racing fifth is DD Silver Dollar. And the last horse is Baby Got Track. As they make the turn out, head down the backside, race over toward that quarter-mile mark. Emmanuel Miller has Hills of Glory on top by 2.5 lengths. Racing second is Pete's Buddy, driven by Pierce Henry. Racing in their third is Horsemen Stella, driven by Rosie Weaver. Fourth is What's Bugging You, Honey? Driven by Dan Vidier. Fifth, that's DD Silver Dollar, driven by Sam Widger. The last horse is Baby Got Track, driven by Clifton Bell. First quarter trotted in 32 seconds. As they race around the return to come down past the stands for the first time, that's still Hills of Glory with the lead. Pete's Buddy now a closer second. Racing third, that's Sparkling Stella. What's Bugging You, Honey, in their fourth. Racing fifth, DD Silver Dollar and Baby Got Track trails. 6 trotters, 12 months, they come to the half-mile mark. That's Emmanuel Miller and Hills of Glory on top by 1.5 over Pete's Buddy. On stride now goes Sparkling Stella. First half trotted in 105 3/5. Also off stride with Baby Got Track. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's still Hills of Glory with the lead. Up on the outside second comes DD Silver Dollar. Up the rail third, Pete's Buddy. Fourth is What's Bugging You, Honey? Racing fifth is Baby Got Track, and the last horse Sparkling Stella. The pace picks up a wee bit going to the 3/4 mile mark. That's still Hills of Glory by about 2 lengths over DD Silver Dollar. On the outside third now comes What's Bugging You, Honey? 3/4 in 137 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Hills of Glory with the lead, but DD Silver Dollar is right there a close second. As they turn for home, here comes DD Silver Dollar out of that 2-hole. That's Hills of Glory at the rail. DD Silver Dollar on the outside. Hills of Glory and DD Silver Dollar. Hills of Glory and DD Silver Dollar. It's Hills of Glory. DD Silver Dollar up the plate. What's fucking you, honey, up the show? A mile and 2:08.
That mile in 2:08, Hills of Glory, your winner. DD Silver Dollar finishing second. I think DD Silver Dollar likes that second place.
I think so. That's 3 in a row for second place,
Yep.
which is still a very nice check. Almost got up there for the win.
Yeah.
Sam was trying to pick up his second win on the day. So,
Another very nice race. A couple of breakers with Sparkling Stella made look like Rosie had her hands full when that horse made a break here at the half.
she did. It trotted very nice up into
Yeah.
that point, and I think it kind of spooked Clifton Bell's horse into a break, the 4 or the 5. Curtis Massey's baby track made an unfortunate break, but did come back and finish 4th. Nice effort for Dan Veneers. What's bugging you, honey?
Very nice.
Stayed flat the entire mile and came in 3rd. So,
And only his 3rd lifetime start, so that was pretty impressive.
correct, yeah. So the Herman Hagerman stable knows its way back to the winner's circle. Rosendale Hay, the sponsor of this race, local hay supplier here in Wood County, sells a lot of hay to many of the horsemen.
Ohio comes number 3, Hills of Glory, owned by Jay Bertholder, trained by Herman Hagerman, and driven back to this evening by Emmanuel Merritt. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Rosendale Hay.
Maybe see you in the winner's circle. Okay. Well, nice picture there. We're going to segue into another interview after the rundown.
After rundown.
And Hills of Glory and the Rosendale Hay, the owners of the blanket. From the top. Number 1, What's Bugging You, Honey, was 3rd. Number 2, Peach Buddy was 5th. Number 3, Hills of Glory was the winner. Number 4, Sparkling Stella was 6th. Number 5, Baby Got Track was 4th. Number 6, DD Silver Dollar was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 32 and 2/5. The half was in 105 and 3/5. The 3/4 in 137 and 2/5. With a mile in 2:08. The top is in read 3:51, 6:42. A mile in 2:08.
So 5 races in the books. We're going to have a, have an interview here with young Mr. Bateson.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful today. How are you?
Great. Having fun at the Wood County Fair?
Of course.
You probably grew up here?
Yeah.
Coming to the fair all the time. Were you a 4-H kid, or did you do other projects at the fair?
I was not a 4-H kid. I did FFA throughout high school,
Did you?
but I was not a 4-H kid.
Okay.
No.
FFA is an important step, I think, in the agriculture journey.
Yes, it gets you involved in all different types of good and bad stuff for sure.
You must have went to convention.
Yeah.
When he says the bad stuff. So Garrett, how old are you?
I am 20 years old.
20 years old. And what year of college are you in?
I'm headed into my junior year of college at Ohio University.
Okay. And I understand that you're in sports management.
Yes.
And what piqued your interest to go into a sports management field?
Sports are entertainment, and they're like a lifestyle to some people, and I love watching sports like of all kinds, like in harness racing all the way to basketball. Like sports are very involved in my life, so I love sports.
I saw that because you were a recipient of one of the OHHA scholarships.
Yes.
So that was really great. I'm sure that's going to be a big help for you and your expenses at school.
Yes.
But you also have done some sports journalism, so you've done some writing for sports. Are you more interested in like the writing, that kind of part, or the video? What interests you in covering sports?
I definitely tried the journalism part. It's fun, but there's a lot more work to it than maybe it may seem. I am more interested in the management part, so maybe like more of a leadership role or like event management role versus like the broadcasting like this and video.
And you're involved with the football program?
I was, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was involved in the Ohio University football recruiting team. I was a recruiting assistant, so my day would just be watching like some high schoolers film and reporting to the coaches on if the player was good or bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could kind of pick that out on the films and see who you said, gee, that kid's really good.
Yeah, I could find techniques and whatever, this and that of different players' film and relay that to their coaches and how technical they were and how.
You've got to watch a lot of football in order to pick that stuff out, I would think.
Yeah, I definitely got better as the year went on. They were great about getting me engaged with different things I wasn't like used to, like angles and just all different stuffs and leverage and everything. But yeah, that was a fun experience for sure.
I would think that would be. It's kind of like looking at a young colt out here in the races, right? And you can look at that and say, oh, that one's going to be a good one.
Yeah, kind of.
See, we need you on this side of it too, maybe just for a hobby or something. But so you want to go into the football side of it then? Is that your main sport, or are you interested in other sports?
I'm really interested in all sports, to be honest. I can really find a niche in anything and kind of ride it out. And football was just happened to be what I got into down there, but I would say my favorite sport is basketball for sure.
Oh.
But you could catch me watching any sport.
Anything.
Really. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of options when you do graduate. You can go a lot of different ways.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So you watch a lot of sports. You see a lot of different sports. What do you think that we could do in harness racing that would make it a little bit more appealing to people to watch?
Some things I think that would make harness racing a little more appealing to watch is get a little more driver cam. I know on YouTube and stuff, some people have like training videos of them like with like GoPros on the bikes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we could like make the driver a person, and so you can get involved and maybe you like this driver, because he won your race and you got some money off of it, but also because you think he's funny when he's riding around on the horses and everything. I think that would be a cool little nitpick that you could have.
I think because especially when it gets to NFL or Major League Baseball, you know those guys. You know how many kids that guy has. You know his sister. You know everything about these guys, and you think that would help us then make the drivers more celebrities, kind of.
I mean, maybe not celebrities, because celebrities can be volatile for sure.
Okay.
But I would just like, drivers have rivalries. Like it's good to have rivalries. Everybody hates Michigan, so
Yeah.
it's good that some people don't like each other.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have to show all the language they use.
Yes,
to each
right,
other, but
right. We'd have to have the bleep button, kind of.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people have a full, good grasp of what it's like to sit behind a horse and the speed. And, Garrett at a young age, I mean, all three of my boys have had opportunities to jog horses. And, Garrett probably the least of the three, but there were times where there were multiple things going, and he had a choice. Do you want to jog the horse or do you want to clean the stall? And most of the time he always jogged the horse. And I do remember one time he wasn't very big, and I was comfortable with the horse. I was in the barn cleaning stall, and he was out there, and I happened to go out, and they were going pretty fast. I didn't really know what had happened, but do you remember that day, what had happened on the track?
I do. That was seems semi-recently, but I think I was probably in 7th grade or so. A deer ran across the track, and the horse I was jogging reared up, and it really kind of got the goosebumps going for sure. But I was able to have my instincts and calm him down and rein him in and continue with my lap 6.
Wow. That would have been pretty scary.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be interesting. I think you can bring ideas just like that idea of having the drivers mic'd up. I know that Matt has been working on a few of that, trying to get them that we can put a GoPros on the bikes. As Matt's got a few of them that we're trying to figure out how to do that, and if we could even do that in our live stream. We could switch, like now we are switching to the back view, but if we could switch to that camera view, especially the beginning of the race, how exciting that would be. That's a great thought.
If we had the technology, that could easily go from bike to bike, where you could do, like in race car, they call it in-car camera, or, in sulky, in the sulky seat.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting, to be able to do that. And I think anything that we can do to enhance that experience for the person watching, I think we'll get more return. One of the suggestions we have is, speed these things up, run them quicker. But, there's a whole bunch of economics behind it, why we have a lag time between races, and not to get into that here. But Garrett having an older brother in the sport and seeing all those trials and tribulations, you probably know firsthand, how difficult it is. But, at the same time, from the sporting aspect, you do see that, there's opportunities. This year, in Columbus, we're going to have the Breeders' Crown, which is kind of the spectacle of all harness racing there in October in Columbus. And hopefully we can get a lot of media attention for that 2 weeks that we're in Columbus.
Absolutely. But I think it's so important to get the perspective from somebody who's in other sports. I think that's so as you go along and you learn more stuff over there in football, and just bring it back to harness racing for us.
Well, we appreciate your time, and Garrett, and thank OHHA for
of course. Thank you. I thank for your time and let me get on here for my 2 cents.
Well, it's important to not only the fact that you're younger, but that you are very involved in other sports. I think that brings a whole different perspective that sometimes we get in the box and we can't see outside. So thank you for that. So we're going to turn it over to Bill Peters now for the call of the 6th race, the 2-year-old colt pace.
Denny Zerno Memorial Pace, past speed superintendent here at the Wood County Fair.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give that back to Matt. We'll need that. Oh. Yeah, he's been working.
There they come. Coming up fourth is Catching Out. On the last horse is Humpty Dumpty. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark. Derek Flowers now has the lead with Yankee Doodle Mo. Dropping in there second is here's Henry with Teeter Christ. Third is Believe in Mickey, driven by Mark St. Louis. Fourth is Catching Out, driven by Hank LeBand. And the last horse is Humpty Dumpty, driven by Clifton Bell. Past that quarter-mile mark, that's still Yankee Doodle Mo by a length and a half over Teeter Christ. First quarter paced in 31 seconds. As they race around the upper turn to come down past the 10 for the first time. That's Yankee Doodle Mo by a length and a half over Teeter Christ. Racing in their third is Believe in Mickey. Fourth is Catching Out. The last horse is Humpty Dumpty. Five paces well much. They come to the half mark. St. Louis is now out on the move with Believe in Mickey. Coming to the half-mile mark, Yankee Doodle Mo with the lead. Believe in Mickey pouring on the Fraser on the outside second. Along the rail third is Teeter Christ, and on the outside fourth, Humpty Dumpty, and right there fifth, Catching Out. First half paced in 1:03 and 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that three-quarter-mile mark. Along the rail with the lead is Yankee Doodle Mo. On the outside second is Believe in Mickey. At the rail third, Teeter Christ. On the outside fourth is Humpty Dumpty, and at the rail fifth is Catching Out. Only about 3.5 lengths separate all five horses as they go toward that three-quarter-mile mark. Along the rail is Yankee Doodle Mo. Believe in Mickey second on the outside with Teeter Christ at the rail third. Then comes Catching Out and Humpty Dumpty. 3 quarters and 1:34 and 4/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Yankee Doodle Mo still trying to hold on. Teeter Christ now regains second. Believe in Mickey dropping back third. Up fourth is Catching Out, and then comes Humpty Dumpty as they race for home. Now Teeter Christ is out and on the move. That's Yankee Doodle Mo at the rail. Teeter Christ on the outside. Yankee Doodle Mo and Teeter Christ. It's Yankee Doodle Mo. Teeter Christ up for place with Believe in Mickey up for show. A mile in 2:05 and 4/5.
.205 and 4. Yankee Doodle Mo. Looked like Teeter Crush was second with Pierce Henry. That's unofficial. Now in 2:05 and 4, last quarter in 31 seconds flat. All maidens in this race. So the first one of this bunch to hit the winner's circle, Yankee Doodle Mo. Got a Derek Flowers trains and drives for Kenneth Trimble, Houston, Texas. We've got some people coming up here in the last few years from both Texas and Mississippi. You don't really think of those as hotbeds of harness racing, but it truly is. We've heard more and more about the Mississippi group, how they really do have quite a bit of fair racing down there. So it's kind of nice that they're coming up now, and I think the Kentucky program has brought some up. So between the Kentucky and the Ohio program, it's well worth coming up here for the summer. Lots of second place finishers in this field, so now we got a winner.
First time winner.
Mm-hmm.
From Houston, Texas comes number 1, Yankee Doodle Mo, owned by Kenneth Trimble Jr. and trained to deliver victory by Derek Flowers. Blanket for this race is courtesy of the Wood County Agricultural Society. For Derek Flowers and Yankee Doodle Mo, and to the Wood County Agricultural Society, the donors of the blanket.
We're more than halfway. We prepare now for the 7th race. 3-year-old colt trotters. I believe that's be the second division.
Number 2, Teeter Christ was second. Number 3, Humpty Dumpty was fifth. Number 4, Believe in Mickey was third. Number 5, Catching Out was fourth. Time of the first quarter was 31 seconds. The half was in 1:03 and 3/5. The 3 quarters in 1:34 and 4/5, with a mile in 2:05 and 4/5. From the top it should read 1:25, 3, 4 on the bottom, a mile in 2:05 4/5, first lifetime win for Yankee Doodle Mo.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Steve about the Ohio Sire Stakes 50th anniversary. What an exciting time. I'm sure he's got a lot of memories of some great horses that he knows that were Sire Stakes championships. We're going to have a reunion of sorts at Northfield Park this Saturday night. It'll be on Hambletonian Day, so you can come to Northfield, watch the Hambletonian, and talk about your horse that was in the Sire Stakes. And it'll be a fun night. Hopefully people will bring pictures and trophies and share them with everybody. So we're going to talk about that right when we come back.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
We're back at the Bowling Green Wood County Fair. As we were talking about before we took the break, that we're having our Ohio Sire Stakes. 50th reunion. Hard to believe it's 50 years, right?
Oh, yeah. It's, well, kind of aging myself because, I mean, I'm older than the Sire Stakes. But, you know, we had a big winner the other night in the elimination of the Hamiltonian, and that was a 2-year-old Ohio Sire Stake champion, Big Ranger. And there's probably somebody on here that can mention the last Ohio bred that won a Hamiltonian, but I cannot name it. I just can't. I cannot think of an Ohio bred. It's got to be quite a while ago.
Right.
Not in recent history. And I think Big Ranger is going to be legitimately, if not the favorite, the second favorite Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, that particular horse, you know, really dominated last year and kind of a standout memory of mine. But, you know, one of the years that I, you know, remember some really epic battles. A lot of people don't realize, you know, that these guys were all the same age. And we had Pet Rock, you know, here, you know, that was battled pretty tough. And a Rock and Roll Dance was another, you know, really tough horse that, you know, raced here in Ohio and battled it out. But I believe Sweet Lou is another one that was, he's a Yankee Cruiser. And I believe all a Rock and Roll Dance, Sweet Lou, and I think Pet Rock were all Ohio horses in that same era, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but you know,
it's amazing to me how many horses won it multiple times. That's what's just.
One of the Sire Stake winners that I remember that was a local favorite was a trotter named Overcomer.
Yes.
Overcomer was trained by Graber, that I think was from the Pemberville, Ohio area, and Overcomer was a really good 3, 4, 5 aged horse here in Ohio. But I believe he won some Sire Stakes, and I believe he won a couple aged Sire Stake champions. I'm thinking of Scotch Baker was another local horse from over around Defiance. Scotch Baker was owned by the Miller family. Peglos Dream, Mikey Morris, trained that horse, drove the horse. Robbie Brooks's grandfather owned that horse. Peglo's Dream's another one that stands out for me, just thinking about sire stake winners and champions.
It's an interesting story about that Peglo's Dream. Kip Yates was talking to me about it and how he had some involvement with it, and he said that horse, they purchased the mare and the foal by its side for $600.
Wow.
It was not supposed to be that kind of a horse.
And do you remember the sire of Peglo's Dream? Because unless you know much about Peglo's, most people, you'll never name it. Never.
Yeah, I should know this because I just talked to him about it.
Sesame Street character. Cookie Monster.
Cookie You're right. Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
But
neat.
yeah, that's. I'll tell you another local one of my favorites. It actually brought half tears to my eyes. A horse named Trottin' On Over. It was a Neely Dunn, Mark Hedworth, trained and drove that horse. Won a sire stake championship with that horse, Trottin' On Over. Pretty memorable.
Yeah.
John Koneski's uncle owned it, Emil Koneski.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Emil Koneski owned it.
You were talking about Overcomer won the 3-year-old colt trot and the age trot twice.
Okay.
In 1986, 87, and 88. And we are trying to make a collection of sire stakes champions who have won more than 1, 2, or 3 championships, and we have a card for Overcomer.
Is that right?
So if you guys are at the reunion on Saturday night, you can pick up a card of Overcomer.
He stood, I think, at Success Acres and,
yes.
and threw a lot of really good horses. Mark drove it, and Max or Mark trained it.
Yeah.
It was father-son combination.
Hill Brady, all by Rosie Weaver of Beach City, Ohio, Roger Houston of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, and Barb Wilson of Hudson, Ohio, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Sam Widger. Number 3, OK, one more has been drawn. Number 4 is Hunt Club, owned and trained by John Koneski III of Pemberville, the driver Greg Mason. Number 5 is What Luck, owned by Ernie Ayers of Sand Creek, Michigan, Ellen Belmore of Sylvania, Ohio, trained by Ernie Ayers, the driver Cruz Henry. And number 6 is The Taxman, owned by Chris Easterday of Bucyrus, Ohio, trained by Carl Easterday Jr., the driver Emmanuel Miller. Horses will take 1 score and go to the gate.
Okay, we'll take a closer look at the horses in this race. This is the second of 2 divisions of the 3-year-old colt trot. Oniba, Hank Levan drives and trains for Nathan Miller. This is an enterprise out of an RC Royalty mare. Xana Royalty does have a line to be announced, but I did not catch that. Did race at Northfield on 8-1, so on Saturday night.
Yeah, Summit County at the Summit County Fair. The 2, Eckert Hill Brady at Sam Widger drives this Rosie Weaver trained in-range colt, owned by Rosie Weaver, also owned by Roger Houston, Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania, and Barbara Wilson, Hudson, Ohio. This colt has 2 wins in 11 starts this year, 4 seconds, 1 third, and has made $28,446 and took a lifetime mark this year at Scioto Downs, 156-3. Last start at Paynesville, finished 3rd, trotted in 205-2.
The 3 is a scratch. The 4, Hunt Club, changed the driver to Greg Bateson for trainer John Koneski III. John is also the owner. This is a long Tom out of a Cadabra mare, no magic to it. A Buckeye Classic purchase for $10,000 as a yearling. Had 9 starts last year, 1 win, made close to $10,000. Had a mark of 210-1 at Bowling Green, right here on this track. He won last year. Has not hit the winner's circle yet, but does have a 3rd place finish from Bell Fountain.
The 5, What Luck. Ernst Ayers is the trainer. Pierce Henry driving today. Ernest Ayers from Sand Creek, Michigan, and Ellen Belmore from Sylvania, Ohio are the owners. This horse has 7 starts on the season, no wins, 2 seconds, 1 third. It's made $5,222. Does have a lifetime mark at this fair as well, 205-3 last year.
And the Taxman from the 2nd tier, even though there was a scratch in the front tier, the Taxman will not move up. Emmanuel Miller drives for Carl Easterday Jr. and Chris Easterday, a Marseille out of a His Highness Mary Emotional Blast. 7 starts this year, has not hit the board yet. but looking for better things.
This race again is sponsored by Midland Acres. Midland Acres stands the prominent trotting stallion Ready for Money, pacing stallion Summa Cum Laude, trotting stallion Long Tom. Who am I missing? Monty Mickey, pacing stallion, and probably TCI, prominent trotting stallion TCI. So they swing to the head of the stretch, and we'll swing it on up to Bill Peters for the call.
Here they come. There, Horsemen trotting the first horse away is Eckerd Hill Brady. Up on the outside second is What Luck. At the rail third is OHHA. In their fourth is Hunt Club. And the last horse is the Taxman. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, the race over toward that quarter-mile mark. Sam Wager has Eckerd Hill Brady on top by 2.5 lengths. Trotting in their second is OHHA, driven by Hank Coman. Racing in their third is What Luck, driven by Pierce Henry. Fourth is Hunt Club, driven by Greg Bateson. And the last horse is the Taxman, driven by Emmanuel Miller. That's that quarter-mile mark. That's still Eckerd Hill Brady by about 1.5 lengths over OHHA. First quarter trotted in 30 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time, that's Eckerd Hill Brady by 2 lengths. Trotting second is OHHA. Third is What Luck. In their fourth is Hunt Club, and the last horse, the Taxman. No change as they race down to the half. That's still Eckerd Hill Brady by 2.5 lengths. OHHA trots second. Racing in their third, that is What Luck. Moving up fourth now is the Taxman as Hunt Club went momentarily off stride. First half trotted in 101 4/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Eckerd Hill Brady. Moving up on the outside second now is What Luck. Along the rail third is OHHA. The Taxman now a closer fourth, and the last horse is Hunt Club. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's Eckerd Hill Brady by 1 length. Pouring on the pressure on the outside second is What Luck. OHHA is third. The Taxman moving fourth, and Hunt Club trails. 3 quarters trotted in 133 2/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for Penny Dirt. That's Eckerd Hill Brady along the rail, and What Luck on the outside there, only heads apart as he turns toward home. What Luck now sticks his nose out in front. Coming back second along the rail is Eckerd Hill Brady as they race through the lane. That's What Luck and Eckerd Hill Brady. What Luck and Eckerd Hill Brady. It's going to be What Luck, and here the outcome. Eckerd Hill Brady up for place, the Taxman for show. A mile in 2:03 4/5.
2:03 4/5, and mild upset. I mean, we had 3 horses that were 2-1, and the 5 was 5-2. So technically, that was the fourth choice. Very competitive race between Eckerd Hill Brady and What Luck. That's the first win of the year for What Luck. Ernest Ayers got to be pretty tickled with that effort. The horse apparently likes Bowling Green.
Apparently.
2 of its 6 lifetime wins have been right here in Bowling Green, Ohio. And takes a new lifetime mark today here at Bowling Green. I think the Taxman was third. I might be wrong, but I think the Taxman might have been third.
I'm sure that Roger was watching it from Ireland. Not sure what time it is over there, but I would imagine he stayed up no matter what to watch.
I'm not sure Roger sleeps.
Isn't that the truth? He can't with everything that he does. You're right.
On the track into the winner's circle where all the winners go. Coming in from Sand Creek, Michigan and Sylvania, Ohio, comes number 5, What Luck. Owned by Ernie Ayers and Ellen Belmar, trained by Ernie Ayers, and driven up this evening by Pierce Henry. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Midland Acres. for Pierce Henry and What Luck and the Midland Acres, the donors of the blanket.
Even though Roger is in Belfast, Ireland, he's still hopefully keeping track of all the
I'm sure
points for us.
I'm sure he is. Yeah, he gives us updates on who the big winners were of the previous day, usually on Facebook.
Yeah.
Track crew doing a nice job keeping the dust down here.
Yes.
Watering the track, and that's nice. We still got horses warming up for later races. We're getting towards the end of that. We're getting ready to move to the 8th. We have 11 races, so probably seeing some horses out there now. They're racing in the 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Neva was 4th. Number 2, Eckerd Hill Brady was 2nd. Number 3, OK One More had been drawn. Number 4, Hunt Club was 5th. Number 5, What Luck was the winner. Number 6, the Taxman was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 30 2/5. The half was in 101 4/5. The 3/4 in 133 2/5. With a mile in 203 4/5. The championship rate 4-2 scratch 5-1-3. A mile in 203 4/5. New lifetime mark on What Luck. And the upcoming race 8, number 2, Pink Floyd, the driver will be Sam Widger. Sam Widger will ride number 2, Pink Floyd. Number 4, Fearful Ginger, the driver will be Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will ride number 4, Fearful Ginger. The representative of Legacy Farmers Co-op.
I see wiener dogs starting to come in.
Oh boy!
It just amazes me that they trailer them in just like you trailer the horses in. They've got little buggies for them, and don't want them to walk too much.
Well, you know, we got a pretty nice little purse.
Yes.
I mean, this is more than just winning the Golden Bone.
You're right.
You know, or some kibbles and bits. They're going for some serious bits. Didn't Tyler say the winner's $500? And I think they're paying 2nd and 3rd place.
And they got to get a big basket of stuff.
Local farm store, family farm and home on the south end of Bowling Green on State Route 25. They've got stores scattered throughout Ohio and Michigan. Very supportive of the county fairs. So I mentioned them, family farm and home. I think their headquarters in Michigan. So looking ahead to the 3-year-old filly pace, this race purse of $7,130, sponsored by Legacy Farmers. Locations in Hancock County and Wood County, based in Findlay, Ohio. We've got few local horses here. Bill Webb from Defiance has the one horse. Racing Artist, Clifton Bell will get to drive that 3-year-old Racing Hill filly. Bill Webb owns it. And Denny Miller also owns it from Archbold, Ohio. They bred this horse, Little Miss Artist, horse that they raced. Still have her, I believe. Bred her to Racing Hill, and the horse has made $88,796 lifetime and has won 11 out of 27 lifetime starts. Wow. Been 2nd 6 times and 3rd 6 times. That's 23 out of 27 hitting the board. That's really impressive. This year's got 14 starts, 3 wins, 3 seconds, and 4 third-place finishes, and took a mark this year of 52-2.
Pretty nice mark.
Will rise. In October 2026, Scioto Downs becomes the venue where speed meets destiny. The Breeders' Crown, harness racing's ultimate showdown. It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Hey, welcome back to Bowling Green, the Pull Town it is called, because they have tractor and I think truck pulls too, or I don't know if it's just tractor or if it is tractor and truck pulls here. They say they bring in 50,000 people in here to watch these. There's a huge grandstand in the middle of the track, which I'm sure that you have seen. Lots of people. I've heard that you can hear the noise for miles. So the tractors, the sound you can hear for long ways. So because of those big grandstands, or bleachers, I guess you would call them, in the middle, we have a second camera on top of them. It's got to be 30 rows up, I'm going to say. I should probably count so I say that correctly. But it's a long ways up to the top, and we got our cameraman up there so you get that back view. I hope everybody's happy with that, because otherwise you would only get to see maybe a quarter of the race. You would see the front and then they would just disappear. So it's really a nice setup that Matt has got up. So we got a very nice crowd tonight. The people have been treated to some exceptionally tight races. Photo finish guy has been busy. Does your program have a list of officials and stuff in it?
What would you like to know?
Oh.
The presiding judge is Ryan Ratliff. Associate judges, Matt Kendall, I know, is one of them.
Of course, our race.
John Ingram is the starter today.
John, okay, for Mike Webkenberg.
Yep.
Lynn Scott Photography doing the photo finish. So you said you thought that was Jim Ashman up there.
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Charters, Pam Weller.
And both Pam Weller and Bill Peters, who are announcing, they are up at the top of that grandstand also, because there's no way that Pam could see around.
You know, there's a possibility that I found you some work on Wednesday. So we moved the yesterday's card to Wednesday, and Pam's not sure she can get here, and Bill had asked me, should we go with no charter, and I said, well, I don't really want Wood County to be the only fair that doesn't have a charter. I said, I know she does not like to do it, but Susan Schroeder is a licensed charter, and I've seen her charts. They're fine.
It's been a long time, and I think it should remain that way a long time. I don't understand. I listened to Lisa Schwartz and how much she loves to chart. I am so nervous about charting that I'm going to get him, that I'm not going to get it just right. And it's a difficult job. I admire everybody who does it.
Here's the thing. At Wood County, you only can see part of the track. So we do have a screen in front of us. And, most people don't take the charted lines at the fair totally serious, because you realize there's a lot of newness to that based on the track and lengths. But anyway, here's the post parade from Bill.
Number 2 is Pink Lily, owned by Shelley Elster of Montpelier, trained by Jason Elster, the driver Sam Winter. Number 3 is Odds on Equity, owned by Jonathan Henry of Marysville, Ohio, trained by Joe Faber, the driver Pierce Henry. Number 4 is Fearful Ginger, owned and trained by David Warnstaff of Edgeley, Ohio, the driver Daniel Jones. Number 5 is Be So Fine, owned by Winchester Bay Acres Incorporated of Orlando, Florida, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 6 is Mount Camus, owned by Hagerman Racing and Melinda Hertzberger of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman and the driver Emmanuel Miller. Horses will take one score and go to the gate. Future windows closing in 4 minutes.
We did get a message from Roger. It's midnight there. He's going to bed.
It's midnight. All right. Well, he's going to bed knowing he had a good second place run today. We We talked about racing artists already, so we'll go to the 2-horse. Pink Lily, Sam Widgert drives. Jason Elzer, who won earlier today, is the trainer. Shelley, his wife, is the owner from Mount Pilliard. Jason raised this horse out of Punches Pilgrim. I kind of briefly remember her, and I think she's thrown some other horses. This Rockin' Amadeus 3-year-old has yet to win this year, but did win at Napoleon last year in 201 and 3. Has 9 starts this year, 2 seconds and 1/3, made $7,411.
Odds on Equity, Pierce Henry from the 3-hole for trainer Joe Paver. Owner Jonathan Henry is a Down by the Seaside out of a roll with Joe Mayer. Python Blue Chip has had 10 lifetime start, has not hit the board yet. But when you see where he's been racing, she's been racing at Scioto Downs and pacing her miles 54 and 4, 55 and 3, 53 and 2. So she's been pacing some good miles, just has not hit the board yet.
The 4, Fearful Ginger. Danny Jones will be driving this horse, this 3-year-old filly. Fear of the Dragon. David Warstaff is the trainer. David Warstaff from Ashley, Ohio, also owns the horse. This horse was a $7,000 Buckeye Classic yearling purchase. Has 5 starts on the year, 3/3. It's made $2,628.
Me So Fine and Hank Levan from the 5-hole. The outside, Hank trains for Winchester Bay Acres. A Me So Fast out of a Western Terror mare. 13 starts on the year, loves to be second, 6 seconds. Has made $10,000, $10,601 this year.
Mount Camus, the 6-horse, Emmanuel Miller will be driving this Herman Hagerman Catch the Fire filly. Herman Hagerman Racing owns this horse along with Melinda Hirschberger from Mount Vernon. Has 12 starts on the year, 8 wins, and 3 seconds. Has made in excess of $39,000. Took a mark at Northfield at 154.
There, Hoffman facing the first horse away at the rail. It's Racing Artist. Up on the outside second is Odds on Equity. Between horses third is Pink Lily. At the rail fourth is Mount Camus. In their fifth is Fearful Ginger. On the last horse is Be So Fine. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Clifton Bell has Racing Artist on top by about 4 lengths. In their second is Mount Camus, driven by Emmanuel Miller. Third is Fearful Ginger, driven by Daniel Jones. Fourth is Odds on Equity, driven by Pierce Henry. Moving up fifth is Be So Fine, driven by Hank Levan. And the last horse is Pink Lily, driven by Sam Widgert. First quarter paced in 30 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's still Racing Artist by about 2 lengths over Mount Camus. Racing third is Fearful Ginger. In their fourth is Odds on Equity. Fifth is Me So Fine. And the last horse, Pink Lily. Coming down to the half-mile mark, that's Clifton Bell and Racing Artist bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting in the gold chair, second is Emmanuel Miller with Mount Camus. And up on the outside, third now, second and going after the leaders is Odds on Equity. First half paced in 1 minute and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Racing Artist along the rail will lead. On the outside second is Odds on Equity. Third and looking for Racing Artist along the rail is Mount Camus. Fourth is Fearful Ginger. On the outside fifth is Me So Fine. And farther back sixth is Pink Lily. Front 5 well bunched to go to the 3/4 mile mark. That's Racing Artist along the rail with Odds on Equity on the outside second and Mount Camus third along the rail. 3/4 in 1:31 and 1/5. As they race around the upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Racing Artist with the lead. Mount Camus now slips through the rail second. That's Racing Artist and Mount Camus in the race toward home. Racing Artist and Mount Camus. Racing Artist, Mount Camus, and Fearful Ginger. It's going to be Racing Artist, and here they all come. Mount Camus up for place, Fearful Ginger for show. A mile and 2:01 and 2/5.
That mile in 2:01 and 2, Racing Artist. And as you talked about, Bill Webb owns, trains, and bred Racing Artist.
2 in a row. This horse kind of commanded things the whole way, and I really kind of thought it was going to keep Mount Camus locked in, but the outside horse, Odds on Equity, had run out of strength coming around the last turn, but Emmanuel, once he got out, didn't have anything for racing artists. Nice win for the local connections. Wonder if Bill's here tonight. Doesn't appear that he's coming to the winner's circle. But
Mount Camus, who finished second in that race, is tied for third in the nation on wins for 3-year-old filly pacers.
Wow.
There's quite a few of them that have 9 wins. She has 8 wins, so pretty impressive to be tied, to be up there with the big horses.
And 2 weeks in a row has had kind of a tough post.
Yeah.
Comes number 1, Racing Artist, owned by Bill Webb and Denny Miller, trained by Bill Webb, and driven to victory this evening by Clifton Bell. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Legacy Farmers Cooperative.
There's a nice contingent here for this picture. I think one of those might be a grandson. They're pretty excited.
Yeah, they're running back to the cart.
I don't know. Somebody's talking to Clifton. Clifton's wanting to do a post-race interview. It looks like there's the prices, and that's a pretty amazing trifecta for the 2 horses that finished first and second. $52 trifecta.
4, Fearful Ginger was third. For 5, Be So Fine was fourth. Number 6, Mount Camus was second. Time of the first quarter was 30 seconds. The half was in 1 minute and 2 fifths. The 3 quarters in 1:31 and 1 fifth, with a mile in 2:01 and 2 fifths. The top it should read 1:65.342, a mile in 2:01 and 2 fifths.
And those of you who are watching with us, we have a new website, so things are going to be a little bit different maybe to find your program, but it should be pretty easy once you get used to it. Things are just in a little different places, but the 2 websites are combined. So the Harness Racing Ohio, where you used to go to watch the races, is now OHHA. But if you still type in harnessracingohio.com, you will go to that same OHHA website.
Yeah, I've spent a little time on it the last couple of days, and it's pretty nice. I think it'll be a welcome addition. It's very phone friendly.
Yes.
And I think people like that. Now today, it did not link up the video as quick, and I think they've got that now.
Yeah.
But you always can go to Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association YouTube page.
Yes.
So if you know the races are running and you're having trouble, if you go to YouTube, OHHA, whatever is the most recent race or currently racing, you should be able to find that easily.
Yeah.
And going forward, our web page will be able to link that in as well under racing, I believe. It's racing and I think it says watch.
Watch races, yep. Yeah, that should be right on the first page that you get to in the new OHHA. It'll be watch races, and a lot of cool stuff coming. We're just working out a few bugs right now. It always takes a while to get it. We just went live with it last Wednesday, I believe it was. So.
Yeah, big shout out to our staff. Stephen in the OHHA office kind of has all that lingo down, and we're able to do a lot more things in-house, kind of control our own destiny from a social media standpoint, and trying to make things easy for our fans and followers to be able to look up standings or to see what horses are nominated and all those type of things, a one-stop shop.
Yep.
So we get ready now for the Signature Series race, 4-year-old and up, trot, purse of $2,650. Will be racing for a field of 6. This is what we term the Dave Chamberlain Memorial. Dave Chamberlain, another past speed superintendent here at Wood County. Dave was from Custer, Ohio, and farmed a long time fair board member who was a big advocate for the horse polls. He used to have a lot of horse polls here in Wood County. Was an advocate for that and for harness racing, and he loved his Oliver tractors. I see an Oliver out there watering the track, an Oliver 1650. So for those tractor fans, Dave Chamberlain loved his Olivers.
We're going to be back for that 9th race, the Signature Series, right after these messages.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Order online at BigD'sWeb.com. Use code FAIR26 and receive $10 off your next order. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Welcome back to Bowling Green. Signature Series race next. A very important part of the fairs now, these Signature Series races. I believe that we are, I'm going to check it to make positive. And I believe that we are up to 36 different fairs that host the Signature Series. Yeah, 36 participating fairs. So it's just a great opportunity for these older horses that maybe need a little break from the racetrack, or maybe get some, as Steve said before, get some money off their card so that they can fit in a different condition at Scioto or Northfield Park. Just a great series for the older horses. And this one tonight is the 4-year-old and up trot Signature Series, the Dave Chamberlain Memorial. We talked about, or Steve talked about his horse Surfing the Canyon, who set the record, track record here in 2024 in 157-2, and that was in the Signature Series races. And the all-age trot was also set in 2024. Stony Ridge Top with John Konetsky in 2 minutes flat. That had been so those are your two fastest trotters and pacers. Right, and those records were taken in the Signature Series. I believe that Stony Ridge Top still holds a few track records. I'm going to see if I can find that quickly for you. I do have a few. We have talked about track records, and we had a really good conversation about track records a couple of fairs ago, and talking about how we need to keep, we are trying to keep track records. When the track record gets broken, we don't wipe out the track record that was. We try and keep a record of that so that we have it. But how many tracks there are around that don't race anymore, and those track records, we should be keeping those for that. The oldest track record that we could find in fairs that we're still racing at is 1993 at Berea, a horse called Laney Star that was on the trot. So that's the oldest trotting track record that we know of, like I said, from tracks that are racing now, currently. And the oldest pacing track record is held up at Burton, Bareback Rider in 158-1, and that's from 1990. So some pretty old track records still around. I don't know if those will get broken, but you never know. We were just talking about a week or two ago, we had an interesting chat conversation about old track records and old race tracks that we're not even racing at anymore, and how they said we used to race at, I think, 86 county fairs, or 86 or 87 county fairs. So said, who was the one that didn't? you know, because there's 88 counties, right? So there was one or two that did.
And you got to keep in mind, Susan, we have some counties that have independent fairs.
Yes.
So Attica, which is in Seneca County, so there's two fairs that race in Seneca, obviously Tiffin, and then at Attica. Then Richwood is in Union County, which we also race at Marysville, the county seat. So, and I can rattle off a few local fairs that we used to race at that we don't any longer. But
by Mr. Levesque, owned by Tom Moore Jr. and Peyton Moore of Napoleon, trained and by Tom Moore Jr., lifetime earnings over $30,000, a lifetime mark 158 and 2/5. Number 2 is Solar. He's a brown gelding, 9 years old, by Father Patrick out of Jupiter by Dono Hanover, owned by Sonny Wadsworth of Sandusky, Michigan, trained and by Jennifer Main, lifetime earnings over $153,000, a lifetime mark 155. Number 3 is Flashy Hill. He's a bay gelding, 4 years old, by Father Patrick out of Chardonnay Hill by Muscle Massey, owned, trained by Keith Crawford of Columbus, Ohio. Lifetime earnings over $38,000, a lifetime mark 157 and 1/5. Number 4 is Mind Your Own Business. He's a bay gelding, 10 years old, by Lockkeeper out of Take It Off Girl by Cam's Rocket, owned, trained by Rick Miller of Defiance. Lifetime earnings over $450,000, a lifetime mark 153 and 1/5. Number 5 is McMorris Hanover. He's a bay gelding, 10 years old, by Ken Tab Hall out of My American Buy by Donato Hanover, owned by Stacy Curry of Thornville, Ohio, and Steve Bateson of Rudolph, Ohio, trained by Stacy Curry, driven this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr., lifetime earnings over $598,000, a lifetime mark 152 and 4/5. Number 6 is KJ Todd. He's a bay gelding, 6 years old, by Trixton out of Workwoman by Ken Workington, owned by Hagerman Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, driven this evening by Emmanuel Miller, lifetime earnings over $209,000, a lifetime mark 155 and 1/5. Those are your horses for the 2026 Dave Chamberlain Memorial Trot.
It's a nice field of horses.
real nice field of horses. You know, if you take a quick look at that, I mean, there's quite a few lifetime earnings. Just between the 4 and the 5 is over $1 million.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you throw in the 6 has made over $200,000 lifetime. The 2 Solars made over $150,000 lifetime.
Yeah, there's some awfully nice horses in here. Gone in a Flash, the only mare in the field. She's an Uncle Peter. She's had just 31 lifetime starts. She's only 4 years old. 3 wins. The fastest of those was as a 2-year-old at 158 and 2 at Scioto.
The 2 Solar, Jennifer Main drives, Jennifer Main trains. This 9-year-old Father Patrick has just 5 starts this year, but 2 wins in 2 seconds, made $2,762, and it won at Tiffin in 158 and 4. Very nice mile.
Interesting that the 3-horse Flashy Hill is another Father Patrick.
Yeah.
It's just a 4-year-old. He's had 52 lifetime starts, almost $39,000 in earnings, and a mark this year at Northfield Park of 59 and 2.
The 4, Mind Your Business. It's YOWN. Richard Miller owns, Richard Miller trains. 18 starts this year, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 3 thirds. Got a mark of 157 and 1 at Scioto.
McMorris Hanover, Mark St. Louis Jr. drives for Stacy Curry and Steve Bateson. 10-year-olds had 224 lifetime starts, 43 wins, $598,000 in earnings.
The 6, KJ Todd, Emmanuel Miller drives this horse for Herman Hagerman trains. Herman Hagerman owns. This 6-year-old Trixton has 19 starts on the season, 6 wins, 2 seconds, $23,932. Took a mark of 155 and 1 at Miami Valley, which is its lifetime mark. Gates swinging to the head of the stretch, and we'll swing it on up to Bill Peters for the call.
There you go. There, off in the Dave Chamberlain Memorial, the first horse away on the outside. There is Mind Your Own Business. Down at the rail, second is Solar. Moving up third is McMorris Hanover. Fourth is Gone into Flash. Fifth is KJ Todd, and the last horse after going off stride is Flashy Hill. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Jennifer Maine has Solar on top by a length and a half. 20 in there. Second is Mind Your Own Business, driven by Rick Miller. Third is McMorris Hanover, driven by Mark St. Louis. Fourth is Gone Into Place, driven by Tom Moore. Racing in there fifth is KJ Todd, driven by Emmanuel Miller. And farther back sixth is Placey Hill, driven by Keith Crawford. First quarter trotted in 30 and 1/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. Now McMorris Hanover takes over. Coming back second is Solar. Mind Your Own Business in their third. Gone Into Place is fourth. KJ Todd now trots up fifth, and trailing is Placey Hill. Front five well bunched as they come to the half-mile mark. That's McMorris Hanover by about 3 lengths. Moving up second now is Mind Your Own Business. Solar is third along the rail. KJ Todd moves up fourth, followed by Gone Into Place fifth. First half trotted in 1 minute and 1/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. They've got to catch McMorris Hanover. The closest horse second on the outside is Mind Your Own Business. Third along the rail is Solar. KJ Todd moves up 3 wide down the backside, and Gone Into Place is right there fifth. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's still McMorris Hanover with the lead. Mind Your Own Business in their second. Solar trying to slip through at the rail third. On the outside fourth, KJ Todd, and comes Gone Into Place and Placey Hill. 3/4 in 1:30 and 4/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. Now McMorris Hanover opens up about 6 lengths on Solar. On the rail third is Mind Your Own Business. KJ Todd on the outside fourth, followed by Gone Into Place. As they race toward home, that's McMorris Hanover and Solar and KJ Todd. It's going to be McMorris Hanover, and here they all come. Solar up for place with KJ Todd to show. A mile in 2 minutes and 3/5. Just 3/5 of a second off the track record.
Lifetime win with 43 seconds and 39 thirds. I mean, you can't get much more consistent than that.
No, I think it puts him like $22 from 600,000 lifetime.
Wow.
I didn't own him all that time.
No.
if you're one, no. But he's a nice horse, and the plan was to try to race him at some fairs and maybe race him at Delaware. So he don't have to quite work as hard as what you do at Scioto Downs. Trotting in 54 and not getting a check.
Yeah.
And, so, well, I guess I'll join the winner's circle.
Go to the winner's circle. I mean, it's. McMorris Hanover, a Cantab Hall out of a Donato Hanover mare bred by Hanover Shoe Farms. I mean, whenever you see a horse with Hanover in its name, to me, it's still pretty exciting about that you can have a Hanover horse. I think that's really cool. I did not see Mark even untuck the whip. He just kind of sat there and drove him down the finish.
Into the winner's circle, where only the winners go. Coming in from Thornville and Rudolph, Ohio, comes number 5, McMorris Hanover. Owned by Stacy Curry and Steve Bateson, trained by Stacy Curry, and driven to victory this evening by Mark St. Louis Jr. The blanket for this race is courtesy of ProTech HVAC Solutions. Let's do a big hand here for Stacy Curry, Steve Bateson, Mark St. Louis, and McMorris Hanover, and the ProTech HVAC Solutions, the donors of the blanket.
We'll have the rundown for you in just a moment. 2 minutes and 3/5. I think that was our fastest race of the day. I'll have to look for sure. Three-year-old filly Pace went in 2-1. Yep, that is our fastest race of the day, 2 minutes and 3/5. Kind of nice, evenly rated mile. Went down the half in a minute and 1 and 2 minutes and 3. So they came out last half in a minute and 2. As we said to Nick Morris, Hanover, a 10-year-old. One was finished second last start, made a break behind the gate last start at Tiffin, ended up second, but had won the 2 previous at Oak Harbor in 2 minutes and 2/5 and at Wilmington in 2 minutes flat.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, it was his dad's. It was his dad's horse. Yeah, yeah.
Tom drove it. I remember she went 3 wide down at Delaware to win the Breeders' Championship.
Yeah. That was probably in the 80s, wouldn't you say? Early 80s?
Late 80s, probably early 90s.
Who?
It was right before the fire.
Yeah. We were talking about Tom Moore Jr. and his dad from the Napoleon, Ohio area, and they had a really nice 3-year-old filly years ago, and we were trying to come up with a name with it. I was thinking of sire stake champions from this area, and a really nice small stable story was a horse called Curly Top, and she was about as big as a soda pop can, real little, but she had a lot of fire and desire. Was trained in Wasion, Ohio by Jerry Lighthill, and Jerry drove her most of her career, but she didn't wear a boot, nothing.
Oh,
and but she had a lot of go. But that was another memorable sire stake. We were talking about sire stakes earlier, and Northwest Ohio doesn't get as much credit as it should for some of the great trainers that we've had in this area. We don't have a pari-mutuel track anymore, but there's been a number of big stables and small stables that resided in Northwest Ohio. We lost this last year Ivan Sugg, Hall of Famer, and all 3 of his kids more than capable drivers. And Steve Sugg, who's no longer with us, and Kurt and Duke, but get the rundown here.
Was third. Time of the first quarter was 30 1/5. The half was in a minute and 1/5. The 3 quarters in 1:30 4/5, with a mile in 2 minutes and 3/5. The top it should read 5:26.413. A mile in 2 minutes and 3/5. Need a representative.
Okay, so the 10th race coming up, the 2-year-old filly trot, the 3rd of 3 divisions, the penultimate. And we'll be back to take a look at the horses in the 10th right after this.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fair. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 22 fairs in 20 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Fair Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins. Do you love horses and the outdoors? There are hundreds of immediate openings across Ohio for caretakers and grooms. Work with these beautiful animals every day. Health insurance, vision care, prescription benefits, and a retirement plan are available to those that qualify. Help care for these beautiful animals. Immediate openings across Ohio. For more information, visit OhioHorseJobs.com. That's OhioHorseJobs.com.
Okay, welcome back to Bowling Green.
10th race, 2-year-old filly trot, sponsored by Thayer Honda, car dealership here in town. Thayer has multiple dealerships. Appreciate their sponsorship of this blanket.
You know, Tyler said that was one of the hard things she had to do was to get sponsors, but I mean, she did really good. Every race has had a sponsor.
Oh, yeah, she did. And, I think, some of it's just getting people to get back with you. And, the sponsorship is not that much money, what they ask for, and a few $100 and get you in the program and, get you a winter circle presentation. I think get you a couple fair passes for that day. And, but, we've got to do our part to, kind of sell the value of, what that sponsorship brings. So I will tell you, Tyler's going to have an easier time next year because this Wiener Dog race has drawn some people. So I think, next year, we can sell on the fact that we got Wiener Dog races and there are going to be a lot of people here. So that's a good thing.
We need the track photographer to go out in the infield and take a picture of all the people in the stands from that side. Like you said, there's quite a few people here, and we do see the Wiener Dogs coming in. What did she say? They had 32 dogs
They're going to have 4 divisions or 4 heats, and then I think they're going to take the top 2 from each division and come back for the final.
Okay.
So there'll be 8 in the final, racing for $500.
It's kind of a nice purse.
Yeah.
Especially because they don't eat as much as a horse.
No,
so it doesn't cost as much to feed those.
No, I'm going to be kind of curious how this all shakes out.
Yeah. The last fair we were at that had Wiener Dogs, they let them go, but they wanted them to go between 2 orange cones. So there's one owner or one person that puts the dog in there, and then there's another person at the end. But none of the dogs wanted to go between the orange cones. They all went to the outside, and so it was a little bit difficult getting them to finish. And of course, you have those that run backwards, and they had one little puppy there. He never would come out of the gate.
He just stayed in there.
I think he was too scared. He was only like 16 weeks old. Just a little bitty thing. So. But they are fun. I mean, Woody Williams, a guy that came up with this, and he's got this whole Wiener Dog circuit. You have to race harness horses in order to be in that circuit. So it's kind of a neat thing for fans in the stands. They like the Wiener Dogs.
Yeah, and anything that gives us an opportunity to get another look at our product as well. And we've had a good product tonight. Some good races.
Yes.
$29 and a blanket courtesy of Thayer Honda. Number 1 is Sippin' Velvet, owned by Robin McGee of Swanton, Ohio, trained and driven by Ty Bates. Number 2 is Dun Cashton, owned by Robbie Brooks of Van Loo, David and Patricia Jury of Bucyrus, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver Pierce Henry. Number 3 is Ma Hare, owned by Lance Bayless of Clarksville, Michigan, trained by Rosie Weaver, the driver Sam Widger. Number 4 is Angel L, owned by the Levan Stables of Woodstock, Ohio, and Hurley Racing of Dublin, Ohio. Megan Levan and Reese Frost of Woodstock, Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan. Number 5 is Bull Sheena, owned by Railroad Express Stables of Grable, Indiana. Francis Doctor of Woodburn, Indiana, trained and driven by Leroy Eicher. And number 6 is ATM Feeds, owned by Chris Beaver of Rander and Stephen J. V. Handler of Worthington, Ohio, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver Clifton Bell. Horse will take 1 score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out.
Pretty good.
Well, we got a new protege up there, and I apologize. I don't have his name, but I will get it here in a second.
So let's look at the horses in this race. Well, Steve was trying to figure out who that announcer is. Sippin' Velvet and Ty Bates from the rail. Ty is also the trainer for Robin McGee, a What the Hill filly out of an Uncle Peter mare, Peter's Queen. Just has had 3 lifetime starts. Made a couple breaks in those races. but he looks to be improving. There's just a break behind the gate last start. Dunn cashed it, Pierce Henry from the 2-hole for trainer Robbie Brooks. Robert also owns this horse along with David and Patricia Jury. This is an on top of the hill out of a Sebastian K.S., Josephine K. This horse has had eight starts this year with 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. So a very nice racing career so far. Fastest win was at 2-4 at Oak Harbor. He's made almost $14,000. Maher and Sam Widger from the 3-hole for trainer Rosie Weaver and owner Lance Bayless. A Ready for Money filly out of a Break the Bank K mare Amuses Break. Has had 4 starts this year with 1 third-place finish. That was at Marion in 2013. Lance Bayless is the owner and co-breeder.
Number 4, Angel L. Hank Levan drives. Hank Levan trains this 2-year-old creatine filly. She's got 6 starts on the year, 1 win, 2 seconds, 3 thirds, and has made just shy of $10,000. Took a mark at Paulding to 2-7.
Volshina and Leroy Eicher from the 5-hole. Leroy's also the trainer for Railroad Express Stables. And Francis Doctor, a Volstead out of a Father Patrick mare. 3 starts on the year, 1 second-place finish. That was at Paulding, our first fair.
The 6, ATM Fees, that Clifton Bell will drive this 2-year-old Centurion ATM filly. Chris Beaver trains. 5 starts, 1 third, 37.01 has made this year. Last start, finished third, was beaten 3 lengths at Tiffin. Our guest announcer is Cooper Stanball, a recent Wauseon High School graduate. He's 19 years old, and he is a protege of Bill Peters in the USTA new program they've got.
Oh, great.
They're off and trotting. That's Angel L going out after the lead along with Volsheen on the extreme outside. Dropping into the rail third comes Duncashton. In their 4th is Sippin' Velvet. Maher trots in their 5th, and the last horse ATM Fees. Making the turn now to head down the backside to race over to that quarter-mile mark. Hank Levan has Angel L along on top with the lead. Along the rail second is Duncashton, driven by Pierce Henry. Leroy Eichers parked on the outside with Volshina. The 4th, that is Sippin' Velvet, driven by Ty Bates. Next comes Maher, driven by Sam Widger. The last horse, ATM Fees, driven by Clifton Bell. First quarter trotted in 31 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around the upper turn to come down past the half-mile mark, that's Angel L showing on top by about 2.5 lengths. Duncashton trots in their 2nd, racing in their 3rd, that's Volshina. Racing 4th is Sippin' Velvet. 5th, it is Maher, and the last horse, ATM Fees. First half trotted in 1:02 and 1/5. As they make the turn out, head down the backside to race over to that 3/4 mile mark. Angel L with the lead. Right here in the golden chair second, that is Duncashton. Racing in their 3rd, that's Volshina. Racing a little closer 4th now is Sippin' Velvet. 5th, that is ATM Fees. And the last horse is Maher. Hank Levan has Angel L with the lead, but Pierce Henry's right there breathing down his neck with Duncashton. A little further back is Volshina. 3/4 in 1:34 and 1/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for Pater, that's Angel L with the lead. Oh, and here comes Duncashton now out of that 2-hole. Racing 3rd is Volshina, then comes Sippin' Velvet. As they turn towards home, that's Duncashton and Angel L. Duncashton looked her in the eye and went right on by. It's Duncashton, Pierce Henry to win the 10th. Angel L 2nd, Volshina 3rd. 2:07, 2/5.
Nicely done, Cooper. Nicely done.
Absolutely. I mean, if this was one of his first races, he kind of got the lingo down too.
Just let's announce that race. This is my first mentee. He's Cooper Stamball. He just turned 19 2 weeks ago. He's from Lyons, Ohio, in Fulton County. Let's give him a big hand. He did a real good job of announcing that race. Give him a big hand.
And you couldn't ask for a better mentor than Bill.
No.
He does a really good job. Doug Ballinger and I talk about this quite a bit, how we really need to get some new younger people in to announce, to clerk, to chart, to be a judge, everything. We just need to foster that.
He's an amazing encyclopedia of knowledge and of this industry. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. I think Bill is 81 years old and is still sharp as a tack on things he remembers. Some very significant, some not so insignificant, but he remembers
it all.
Yeah.
I would never argue with him because
I have and lost.
Ohio, and Bucyrus comes number 2, Dunn Casted. Owned by Robbie Brooks and David and Patricia Jury, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver, Pierce Henry. Let's give them all a big hand and Thea Honda for sponsoring this race.
We got quite.
Number 1, Sippin' Velvet was 4th. Number 2, Dun Cashed It was the winner. Number 3, My Hair was 6th. Number 4, Angel L was 2nd. Number 5, Volshina was 3rd. And number 6, ATM Fees was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 31 2/5. The half was in 102 1/5. 3 quarters in 134 1/5, with a mile in 207 2/5. From the top it should read 4 1 6 2 3 5 on the bottom, a mile in 207 2/5.
We've got quite a few comments. It said the announcer did a great job, good job. So that's we'll have to make sure that he knows that he can come back and listen to himself.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got a pretty good race to end on. Just taking a quick look at that race, and there's some serious speed in that next race. We're going to finish up with 2-year-old Colt Pacers, our race 11, and we're at 7:44. That's not too bad.
Oh, not at all.
You know, started a little after 5 o'clock.
And don't forget, we'll be back here Wednesday morning at 10.
Wednesday morning at 10 will be Sunday's card.
Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be back with the finale.
Feel the thunder, experience the speed, witness the excitement of Ohio harness racing. Ohio is home to 4 pari-mutuel tracks with exciting action at Northfield Park, Scioto Downs, Miami Valley Gaming and Racing, and Dayton Raceway. Plus racing at 66 county and independent fairs statewide. From legendary events like the Little Brown Jug to the Dayton Racing Derby, Battle of Lake Erie, and Next Generation Stakes, Ohio is where champions race. The speed, the tradition, the excitement. Don't just watch it, be a part of it. Race Ohio, it's your best bet.
Okay, welcome back to Bowling Green. I was just looking to make sure that you know what's coming up next at Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'll have the second card from Lisbon. And then at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, Wapakoneta. 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, the first card, the Sunday card from Bowling Green will be right here. And then Wednesday night, Wapakoneta. Also Wednesday night is Xenia, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, have a doubleheader at Athens and Chillicothe on Sunday. So lots of racing coming up. I know that we are about halfway through the Huff's Guide, but as I've said before, we do have some extra Huff's Guides at the office. So if you want one, just call up. I think we probably get it to you for just what it costs you to ship it. We have a few extras, so if somebody needs it. So just call the office and tell them that you want a Huff's Guide. If you are not an OHHA member, we certainly want to encourage you to be. You can be an associate member for just $25, and that gets you all of the publications, not the Huff's Guide, but it does get you the Staking Guide, the Stallion Directory, the 4 glossy magazines, and also with that membership card, you can get into 22 of the Ohio fairs. You can get into all of the Ohio Fair Racing Conference fairs for free, so it's a pretty good deal. If you just go to a couple fairs, it's going to pay for that associate membership right there. We've also started up the youth membership, so don't forget, if you've got kids, grandkids, neighbors, whatever, we have 2 kind of tiers of youth memberships. We've got the Backstretch Buddies from little kids up to 12-year-olds, and then from 12 and up to 17, we have our youth membership. So kind of fun to get into that. Backstretch Buddies is free. Youth memberships are $10, so it's not a bad deal. And again, with that youth membership, you will get the OHHA membership card, and that'll get you into those 22 fairs. Been a very nice night here at Bowling Green. The track's been in really good shape. Tyler said that nobody trains here anymore at the fairgrounds. Nobody's full-time residents, so track is in very good shape. For usually when nobody trains here, the track's not quite as good as this, but they must have worked on it hard.
Yeah, Tyler's husband, Michael Lee, and several others, they worked on this track multiple times. The track was graded. They put some material on it, and they started earlier in the week putting some water on it. And we've been really dry in this area. Unfortunately, we weren't dry Sunday. But, they got some good moisture in the track and, kind of got it to seat together a little bit so it wasn't so cuppy. And it always helps to grade. This track takes a lot of activity. Here in 2 weeks, we haven't talked about this, the National Tractor Pullers will come in, and there'll be a lot of activity driving across the track. They don't pull on the track, they pull inside. So, you get a lot of activity on that, and, you kind of get some ruts and bumps and dips and dives. So, again, when you're only racing 2 days a year, you run into that.
Yeah.
But, I give the guys a lot of credit for putting forth the effort and putting some material on, and it, you watch, if you're ever watching from home and you want to see how true a track is, watch the starting gate as it comes down the front stretch. And when that wing is out, you can kind of see any little movement. And, there's some tracks that wing looks like a guillotine going up and down.
Bounces, yeah.
And there's other tracks, it looks just like a parimutuel track. It's that smooth and good. So Bill's going to lead them in the post parade for our 11th and final race.
$50 and a blanket courtesy of Wood County Agricultural Society. One is Fair and Fridays, owned by Jonathan Henry of Marysville, Ohio, trained by Joe Paver and the driver Sam Widger. Number 2 is Back Shore, owned by Veneer Racing LLC of Pemberville, John and Leanne Saunders of Castle Rock, Colorado, trained and driven by Dan Veneer. Number 3 is Dream Ignited, owned by L&L DeVisser LLC of Holland, Michigan, trained by Joe Siegman, the driver Travis Siegman. Number 4 is Hear the Thunder, owned by Ivy Holdings of Apple Creek, Ohio, trained by Robbie Brooks, the driver Pearson. And number 5 is Boys Will Be Boys, owned by Hager Racing of Mount Vernon, Ohio, trained by Herman Hagerman, the driver Emmanuel Miller. Horses will take one score and go to the gate. Mute your windows closing in 4 minutes. It's your final chance to wager this evening. Hurry and don't be shut out.
As you said earlier, Steve, this could be one of the highlight races of the night. We've got some nice colts in here. Fear and Fridays and Joe Paver from the rail. Joe is also the trainer for Jonathan Henry. A Fear the Dragon out of an Art Major mare, Juliana Grace, has just had 2 starts, but it started out really good. I mean, at Oak Harbor, was colt pace in 2-3 flat, and then at Marysville in 2-1 and 1.
The 2, Dan Vineyard trains and drives and owns this Backshore 2-year-old Down by the Seaside. This was a $45,000 Ohio Select Sale yearling. It only has 2 starts. One of them was in a Stallion Series race. Last start at Tiffin, finished 5th, paced in 2-6.
Dream Ignited and Travis Seekman from the 3-hole for trainer Joe Seekman and Ellen L. DeVisser. This horse has just had 1 lifetime start. That was in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto Downs, where he finished 3rd. It won a qualifier at Hoosier Park in 56-3.
I'll be interested. This horse is not raced on a half-mile track, so it'll be interesting. The 4, Hear the Thunder. Pierce Henry drives. Robbie Brooks trains. This 2-year-old Catch the Fire. Ivy Holding owns the horse from Apple Creek, has 6 starts and has won 3 of those. Second once, third twice. Winner in excess of $20,000, taking a mark at Northfield Park, 156-2.
And Boys Will Be Boys rounding out the field for Emmanuel Miller and Herman Hagerman Racing. This horse is a Western Terror out of Dragon Again mare. This Dragon rocks. Finished 2nd last time out, just back by a length and 3/4. Paced his mile in 2-4 and 4.
Right now, the wagering public are picking the 4, but if these horses behave themselves, there's a little bit of speed here for 2-year-old colt. And what I find interesting is 3 of the 5 have raced in at least 1 Stallion Series race. The 2, 3, and 4 have all raced in a Buckeye Stallion Series race.
And done well.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Backshore, no, but the other 2, I mean, the 2nds and 3rds, that'll get you in the final.
Right. I mean, Backshore, its first lifetime qualifier, finished 2nd and qualified in 157. So, I mean, obviously it looks like he's got the ability. He's just got to put it all together.
Yeah. One of those new designations on Backshore, the OG off gate.
Yeah, so off the starting gate and right below that, there's another new notation. RG is rough gated. So a horse didn't make a break, but their gait was very rough, and they signify that as RG now, rough gated. And you can see it went from 2nd to 9th, but did not make a break, so they call it rough gated. You need to know all this for Wednesday. It pays well here at Wood County. Well, we'll swing it up to Bill Peters for our 11th.
There, off and facing the first horse away is Backshore. Up on the outside 2nd is Hear the Thunder. Between horses 3rd is Dream Ignited. Out the rail 4th is Boys Will Be Boys. And the last horse is Fear and Fridays. As they make the turn now to head down the backside of the race over toward that quarter-mile mark. Along the way will lead is Backshore, driven by Dan Vinier. On the outside 2nd, pouring on the Preacher is Hear the Thunder, driven by Pierce Henry. In their 3rd is Dream Ignited, driven by Travis Seekman. 4th is Boys Will Be Boys, driven by Emmanuel Miller. And the last horse, Fear and Fridays, driven by Sam Widger. First quarter paced in 29 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, they come down past the stand for the first time. That's still first half paced in 101 and 2/5. And now popping out of that 3-hole comes Travis Seekman with Dream Ignited. As they head down the backside to race over toward that 3/4-mile mark. That's Backshore along the rail will lead. On the outside 2nd is Dream Ignited. At the rail 3rd, that's Hear the Thunder. Moving up 4th, it's Boys Will Be Boys. And then the last horse is Fear and Fridays. Going to the 3/4-mile mark, that's Backshore along the rail will lead. Dream Ignited on the outside 2nd, Hear the Thunder at the rail 3rd, with Boys Will Be Boys 4th. 3/4 in 133 and 1/5. As they race around the upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Backshore still holding on to the lead. On the outside second, Dream Ignited. Here's the thunder third. And here comes Boys Will Be Boys and Fear and Frighties up on the outside. As they race for home, it's Backshore and Dream Ignited. It's going to be Backshore and he'll welcome. Dream Ignited up for place. Here's the thunder for show. A mile in 2:03 and 4/5.
Right there was a lesson in driving, and you want to watch a master, Dan Vinier, just basically put the field a little bit to sleep in multiple quarters, and he knew, I think, the horse to beat, the 4-3 to 5 favorite, was right on his helmet.
Yeah.
And Travis Siekman came first up, and Dan kept him out there and out sprinted him for home. A very exciting way to end the card. 2, 3, 4 is how I had it.
2, 3, 4.
Yep, 2, 3, 4.
What a great race for all the people that are waiting for the Wiener Dogs to see too.
Yeah,
I mean that was a pretty darn exciting race.
We had 4 horses very tight, and the 5th one wasn't far off. All bunched up. So that was good, and always nice to see the locals win. Dan's from Wood County here, Pemberville, Ohio. His contingent are headed back to Winter Circle. He owns part of this horse, along with John and Leanne Sanders, Castle Rock, Colorado.
Got this track ready. Yesterday it wasn't looking very good here on the track. Let's give our track crew a big hand for getting the track ready for the racing tonight.
And their grandson, I can't think of his name. Arlo,
yeah.
What a great kid he is. He knows harness racing inside and out.
He looks excited, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, right now he's trying to find his grandpa.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't know which way he's coming from. And I can't help him.
Well, we can't see him either. Oh, there he is in the first turn.
We got, we haven't mentioned on the air, but our trophy blanket presenters today is Mark Bevelheimer and his son, Dakota Bevelheimer. Mark's trained horses himself, was here at the fairgrounds, a longtime fan of harness racing, a pretty good trivia buff on sires and dams. But back to Winter Circle.
The track into the winner's circle, where do the winners go? Coming in from Pemberville, Ohio and Castle Rock, Colorado, comes number 2, Backshore, owned by Vinier Racing LLC and John and Leanne Saunders, trained into the victory by Dan Vinier. The blanket for this race is courtesy of the Wood County Agricultural Society. A big hand here for Dan Sherrill and Arlo Vinier and Backshore and the Wood County Agricultural Society, the owners of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 11 from the top. Number 1, Fear and Frighties was 4th. Number 2, Backshore was the winner. Number 3, Dream Ignited was 2nd. Number 4, Hear the Thunder was 3rd. And number 5, Boys Will Be Boys was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 29 2/5. The half was in 101 2/5. The 3 quarters in 133 1/5, with a mile in 203 4/5. From the top it should read 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 on the bottom. A mile in 203 4/5. Well, that's
Okay, so that finishes our card for tonight. Some really great races. They're going to have Wiener Dog races here. We are not going to bring those to you because I think most of our people have left already. So for Steve Bateson and Matt Clark and myself, Susan Schroeder, we thank you very much for joining in, and we'll see you back here at Wood County on 10 a.m. on Wednesday for that Sunday card. So from the whole OHHA team, have a nice night.